Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. It is great to be here on a lovely June in New York City. And I sort of view this, my friends, as the first day or perhaps the last day, it depends on how you view it, of the rest of our lives. I'm viewing it as the last day of a life that ends tonight and then begins anew tomorrow. Allow me to explain. As I've talked about, really now this great week in sports really starts tonight. Knicks Game 4, World Cup tomorrow, UFC White House on Sunday. It all really kind of kicks off tonight. If you ask me, there's a lot to be excited about. There's a lot going on. There's the Tribeca Film Festival here in New York City. Everyone's in a tremendous mood. Hope has been restored. The Wu-Tang Clan is performing at halftime of the Knicks game. Oh my God, we're up 2-1 in the finals. We're all very excited. And I do want to let you know, I have some good news and some bad news right off the top. The bad news is it's a tight show today. Now, it's not super tight. It's kind of a normal and actually for most people a long show. It's a show today that will end around 4 to 4:15 max. Reason for that is that I have to get to my daughter's recital. She's got a musical theater performance. She plays the recorder. It's a whole big thing she's very excited about. An art festival, they're calling it at school. So that's the reason why it has to be tight. But the good news is you're getting more Helwani than ever this week because tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, live on my X and also live on Facebook, we'll be doing a full-blown UFC White House preview show. Myself, Rick, GC, Frank, Andy, Jordan, and special guest Anthony Smith, Mr. Lionheart himself. We're going to be breaking things down, full-blown preview. We're going to be making picks. You know how we do the International Fight Week draft? We're going to be doing that for this card only. Myself, Rick, and GC. It's going to be great. Anthony Smith's going to be joining us beforehand, get his picks on everything. And so that's tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, 1 a.m. in the UK and Ireland, live on my X and Facebook. All right, so you're getting more of me than usual, not to mention watch party on Sunday, post show on Sunday, which will then lead us into next week's show, Monday, aftermath, all that stuff and more. So wanted to get that out of the way. As far as today's program is concerned, back into the show, Killer Kross, formerly known as Karrion Kross, is going to be joining us. WWE superstar, left the company. You'll recall almost a year ago, 9 or so months ago, he was in this very studio in the immediate aftermath of SummerSlam 2025, New Jersey. Everyone thought his departure was a work. Everyone thought, like, he's not really leaving. He's so over. They're chanting, "We want Kross, we want Kross." No, he actually left. I didn't believe it. Until he said it to me, I was like, wait, is he working me right now? And then I came to realize he wasn't working me, and obviously come to realize that he didn't resign. He told us about the deal and the deadline, all that stuff and more. And so here we are getting a chance to reconvene, talk about what the last year has been like, almost. His deal with MLW, he's got a big match this weekend against Matt Riddle, all that and more. We'll talk to Killer Kross, one of the coolest guys in the business, does a great job on his YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to that. Prior to that, Mory Kromah, the Glory heavyweight champion, the man who took the baton from Rico Verhoeven. He's fighting this weekend at a Glory event, but for our purposes, if I'm being honest, I want to know about his training sessions with Ciryl Gane. He was brought in to help Ciryl Gane prepare for Pereira. Ciryl and his team did a lot of smart things leading up to this fight. They brought in Mory. They brought him Artem Vakitov, two guys who obviously come from the kickboxing background. Vakitov has a history with Alex Pereira. We had him on the show before to talk about that. Really interesting stuff because the kickboxer style could be interesting. Obviously, Pereira is a little bit more removed than, say, Rico heading into the Usyk fight. But I wonder if Usyk did that sort of thing, preparing for Rico. I think what Gane and his team did was really, really smart. We'll talk to him about that. And at 2 o'clock, my guy, Aiemann Zahabi, who, of course, this is a tough one for me. Zahabi, O'Malley, I love them both. I'm looking forward to it. Massive, massive, massive opportunity for Zahabi. Massive fight for O'Malley as well. But he's been here before. This is this is the test for Zahabi. Can he enter into that special upper echelon category at 135? Can he be a part of that group of people? Let's find out. We'll talk to him at 2 o'clock about all of that and more. As always, today's show is brought to you by our good friends over at Kalshi. There are new friends and good friends. They are the largest prediction market in the United States. Here's what makes Kalshi so different. You are not playing against the house. Kalshi is peer-to-peer trading. You buy yes or no on a contract as to whether or not something will happen, and you're trading directly against other users. Think of it like buying or selling a stock. The line isn't set by some algorithm working against you. Public opinion sets the price. Kalshi is CFTC approved. That means it's federally regulated, which is why it's available all across the country, including California and Texas. So here's what you have to do. Download the Kalshi app and use code Helwani. That's HELWANI. Download it right now to get $10 when you trade $10. That's KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade what's next. And as you can see right here, we're looking at some World Cup odds, some Knicks odds. Here we go. Spain, 17.3. Yup. Where's Canada at? I don't see.
It's not looking good for them, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Doesn't look good for USA either, though.
That's fine. Who has the worst odds? Probably like Curacao or something like that. Ooh, that's interesting.
Curacao will be lucky if they score a goal.
270 plus goals, 74%. I did see a couple of Knicks odds there. What do we got? How are the boys looking? 53%. Okay. Steady. Believe that's what it was yesterday. Okay, 63%. Final series win. Okay. Oh, so the 53 was for the game tonight, and this is the 63-38. I'll take that. No problem. What do we have? Spread. Okay. New York minus 1.5. 49%. Okay. I like those shoes. That's nice.
These are games for the series. So New York minus 1.5 games would mean Knicks win in 6 or less.
Okay.
49%.
Okay. Feeling it.
New York wins in 5 or I guess less. You can only win in 5. 20%.
Is that good or bad?
Better than the Spurs.
Okay, all right.
Sure is.
Yeah, that's true. I see 15%. All right. So there you have it. I wanted to take a little bit of a deeper dive as we're getting really set here for UFC White House. I'm starting to see the photos. Have you guys seen the photos? Have you seen what it looks? We have to give credit where it's due. Look, we could talk about how much it costs. None of that really concerns any of us. Like you want to get crazy over it. You want to go gaga over this. To me, we've been there, done that. We've told the story. We've broken it down. Now here it is in front of our eyes. Let's see some photos here. Yes, there it is. It has officially arrived, according to our friends. Let me see some photos. I want to see some stuff. That is sick. I mean, I don't know. Do you get triggered by this? Maybe. I think that's kind of wild.
No, it's insane. This is sick.
Can I also say, I feel like this costs way more than $60 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at this. This is like
huge.
This is insane. Look at these visuals.
It looks like a spaceship. It's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like a movie.
That does not look bad right there.
No, it's going to be, I've always loved when there were outdoor, like wrestling shows, WrestleMania outdoors. And so it's been so long since we had an out. Look at this. So this is ceremonial and press conference scene. That's the Lincoln Memorial right there.
It's sick.
Martin Luther King. Where did he stand? He stood there, or he stand on the other side? Probably there, right?
On this side,
yeah.
The stage was.
I have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. Are you guys impressed that I know this verbatim?
I am.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, Pizzi.
Thank God.
I don't think he said Pizzi.
No, I wanted to personalize
No, he did.
it.
I thought he said Freedom 250, Freedom 250. Thank God we're finally getting UFC Freedom 250.
Can I tell you, I wanted to slide in a Knicks reference there, but I didn't want to get canceled,
How you feel?
That's fucking illegal.
I'm glad you did it.
How am I feeling, Pizzi?
Yeah.
I feel fantastic. I woke up today. We're up 2-1, heading into Game 4. It's June 10th. We're blessed to be alive. What more can I ask for? Let's not.
Novak had a big impact. He had a big impact.
Oh my God! Can I tell you something? Novak was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. He was like my therapist. The way he was breaking things down with that tone in his voice. Listen. Now it's time to pull your pants up. And we're not doing the woe is me thing here, okay? We're not going to lick our wounds, all right? We're not going to be cocky. We're going to be humble and hungry. But now it's time to be like, all right, this is Gotham, all right? This ain't no Riverwalk. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's see who's tough now. Let's see what happens when Jose Alvarado's coming off a screen and decks Wemby with a little punch to the gut, a little elbow, a little Puerto Rican elbow, a little Bronx, a little boogie down elbow. Let's see how he feels. Let's see how he feels.
Expecting a bit of that?
What's that?
You expecting a bit of that? Bit of retribution?
I don't condone that kind of violence. The only violence I like is the type of violence that's happening this Sunday at the White House. I want to look at some of the odds, guys. I want to look at some of the odds. All right, we begin with who will attend the White House. We were told yesterday.
Kid Rock steady dropping, 90% yesterday. Now he's at 51.
I have to say, tough for a colorblind guy here. Okay, I don't know what's what.
7.3%.
Statham. Why Statham, by the way?
He's a fight fan, bro.
Yeah, but like he's not a fixture at UFC events.
He's an ambassador for the bald community.
He's also been to
He's like Dana White.
He's an OG. He's
a
a hardcore.
Riyadh season matchmaker.
All right, why is McGregor still there? Dana White confirming yesterday McGregor ain't coming.
Plummeting. God, you could have gotten a great price yesterday. He was like 78% to be there yesterday.
Wow.
Thank God.
5.4. Didn't like Pete respond to that when I was like, oh, McGregor 78? Someone was just like, he's not going to be there.
Ariel.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there.
I thought, though,
Should have hit that.
Was the plan not to do a presser this week? That was what I was hearing a few weeks back.
A few weeks back, but no, not doing it. No need. No pay-per-view. Could you imagine, though? McGregor and Holloway there at the freaking Lincoln Memorial? That would be some kind of scene. But
we got into a conversation about this, stemming from this one. Do we know if any fighters have been invited to just attend, not related to like activities that are going on, but just like, hey, Tom Aspinall, obviously Tom, saying he wasn't invited, but it'd be great to have you sitting here to attend this event and watch.
Well, do you remember Dustin Poirier when we did our live show said that he did get asked, but he had an prior thing that he could get paid? Unclear. So we know Weidman's going to be there. Dominic Cruz, I think, is going to be there. Bisping, as far as the desk is concerned. Brendan Fitzgerald, but unclear if people have been invited as guests. We do know that Sean Strickland has not been banned. He just didn't get the invite. This is a great play on words right here. I'm going to use this for the rest of my life. Amazing also that Strickland, of all people, is playing the Uber victim here. From now until the end of time, if I don't get invited, I'm just going to claim that I've been banned. Like I don't have tickets to tonight's Knicks games. I'm going to claim that MSG has banned me. There's a big difference between being banned and not invited, not welcome. And the idea that he's banned when in reality all he did was shit on this and now wants to show up for whatever reason, and then Dana White comes out and says, no, he's not banned. He just wasn't invited. We don't want him here. How do you think he feels about that? Here's Dana White talking about this yesterday.
And Sean Strickland, is he actually banned from the White House fight? Because he said he's banned.
Everybody's banned, apparently. Yeah. Apparently fucking everybody is banned. Of course Sean Strickland is. Sean Strickland is banned from humanity, okay? We don't want him near any human beings anywhere. Fucking shows up at Power Slap, he starts fights, and he made it very clear that he didn't want to be a part of this event, and now apparently he's banned. Nobody is banned. Nobody's music is banned. No media members have been banned.
Wait, pause that. Did you guys hear that? Does that mean who, me?
You've been unbanned.
Yes, but has everybody been invited is the question.
That's the question.
The difference between the invite, the ban, this is the
saying
crux.
There's a chance. Please continue. This
is obviously a very unique event where, first of all, there's only so much room. And she was telling me that, at the White House, there's 1,000 media members that are credentialed at the White House. So, 1,000 people are like, oh, we're all going to know. We can't have 1,000, of the White House media members just show up at this thing. There's only 4,300 tickets to actually see. So literally nobody has been banned from this event.
Literally. But yes, there is a distinction between being banned and not invited. Massive distinction. I think most people know that. Also, I think most people would react to this by saying like, I don't know, let me call my manager, my wife, my friend to react to this. to blow off some steam. Sean Strickland, holier than thou, doesn't react that way like normal human beings. He always takes to social media like this to tell the world how he's feeling. And he does the classic, I'm not salty, when in reality, he comes across as supremely salty.
But guys, I'm not even salty they didn't clear me. Like, can you picture me sitting with Cash Patel? Like, fuck, man. I would fucking ban me from the White House, too.
Man of the people. He also took to Twitter to talk about this as well. To Dana saying I wasn't invited, I'll clarify this to you. After my fight, Hunter said he will get it done. UFC filmed it and embedded has the footage. I later got a call from the UFC saying I wasn't cleared by the White House. Who knows and who cares? Really, who cares?
I don't give a fuck!
Oh, shorter version.
I don't give a fuck!
Oh, yep.
Shorter version.
Yeah. Permanently edited.
Let's see how the weather situation is looking. Everyone very worried about that. Kalshi telling us, what does the survey say? Will UFC 250 be delayed due to weather? Seems like no.
People seem hopeful that it will not be delayed.
What does the actual weather forecast say? Well, right now during the day it says 92 degrees, 36% chance of rain, 46% chance come nighttime. And then it says chance of 50%. I don't know what this means. I feel like they're going to be okay.
I think they're going to be fine. And also there's like a bit of a roof from the claw.
They're going to be fine. You know there are some people praying for this, praying to the weather gods.
Yeah.
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 Let's talk Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Let's talk about this co-main event. Interim heavyweight title on the line. Pereira trying to make history. What's it looking like right now? 50-50, Pizzi.
Yesterday we were 51-49, and then Gane crept up to 50-50 now.
Wow.
The people are maybe starting to believe in Gane.
A true coin flip fight. 50-50. What about Hokit Lewis? What do we got? Ooh. Anyone surprised by that? Hokit,
No.
76%? No. He's
Derek
rolling.
Lewis went out to a jab last fight.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be bad?
Like a jab that barely even landed.
Well,
I mean, I rewatched that, and it really is
wasn't
just
good.
like, what the?
It felt like
what
he
happened,
sort of,
dude?
And speaking of which, what about the actual result ending in a similar fashion right now? Hokit trading at, I do believe, 65% to win via knockout, TKO, or DQ.
Yeah.
I feel fairly confident in that happening. Obviously, it's Derek Lewis, so like if he sits down on a punch and lands on Josh Hokit and Hokit goes out, I'm not going to be like, what? I can't believe my eyes. But Derek Lewis's most recent performance compared to Josh Hokit's most recent performance, large disparity in damage taken in both those.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. This could really sort of be the end for Derek Lewis. Not so much the end of his career, but the end of him being a player at heavyweight. And it could, if all goes well with Josh, and if all goes well with Alex, and if Aspinall isn't ready, I wouldn't be surprised if they hotshot that fight. And wouldn't you know it, just yesterday they cross pass in the hotel. Josh Hokit makes a scene. Here it is, in case you missed it.
It's not done! That's why you don't say anything.
He's doing it. He's making it happen.
Did it feel a little bit like he kind of got annoyed enough that like he broke the character a little bit?
His voice was different.
because he's normally like, Mato, what's up? And then like when Alex didn't say anything, he's like, that's why you don't say anything, you pussy.
Yeah.
Like
well,
he had the quick change.
Yeah, he's at the media day right now, and he's cutting promos left and right. By the way, take note of this. He always looks, to me, it looks like he's getting skinnier and skinnier every time we see him. Like I think from the first time we saw him in the UFC to now, he's slimmed down a lot. Maybe it's just the shirt. Anyway, here's Josh Hokit cutting a promo on Alex Pereira earlier today.
Grenades on Curtis Blades. Was it fake? When I beat Derek Lewis clueless, will it be fake? Almost messed up on that. Tune in on June 14th, and I'll show you something real. Guys, come on, give me something. You applause something? Come on.
Are you getting a little bit frustrated that Alex Pereira is refusing to indulge in any sort of back and forth with you? No matter what you do, no matter what you say, he seems to not want to engage in that at all.
It's inevitable. We're going to fight one day. I know he knows it. And Alex Pereira and his BBL could go to hell. I'm the lion. He's the weak gazelle. I'm going to beat him till he swells. I'm going to put his head in the microwave. It's going to give off a pizza smell. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. SpongeBob fans, anybody?
I actually don't mind that.
As a SpongeBob
Pizza
fan,
smell. Pizza smell. That's great.
did he have that prepped? Because
I
like
don't know.
it came from a question from Oscar Willis, but yeah, I don't know. It feels like he's tying in the character more in between normal answers.
I will say, when it comes to Josh Hokett, the answer is, did he have that prepped? Is 100% of the time, yes.
No, I think he's free.
I don't think
Ghost
there's
Rider?
a single
Who's-
off-the-cuff
I'm a
moment.
Rick.
Who's writing all this,
Doug
and how is
Crosby.
he memorizing it so fast?
I
The
think
dude who
he's
sitting beside him, who's spitting when he was doing that
Yeah,
interview
yeah,
with TMZ.
That guy killed it on the
He
translation.
did kill it. He actually killed it. Legit. I think that's one of his coaches. He was tremendous. So let's see.
By the way,
yes.
it bears saying, again, think what you want of the Josh Hokett gimmick, right? Whether that clip worked for you or did not work for you. This clip will do better than the
100%.
answers from 90% of the fighters on that dais who stepped to that podium. In the press conference, it's going to do better. There is something there. Whether
I don't mind any of that.
react to it or
And he's a
not,
fucking amazing
he's
athlete
doing
as well.
something.
Yeah. He is a great athlete. Like wrestling,
he's
the
a very good
football. He's
The
got a great
gimmick
team.
works much better when you fight the way he has fought so far in
Yep.
his UFC career.
100%. Yeah, if he gets knocked out in 16 seconds by a flying knee, it's going to be tough. But if he wins, golly.
If he goes out there and sparks Derek Lewis and then cuts a promo at the end of it, like the gimmick will just gain more momentum.
I think we're going to hear about BBLs again at the end of his fight.
The payoff when you're being this character, though, when you're deliberately trying to make people feel a certain way, the payoff for the fan base is this dude getting knocked out eventually.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Eventually, yes. But for
that's the
this,
game he's playing.
For this to be good, it has to continue a little bit.
Yeah.
And
But
I
by
mean,
the way,
Oh, he's a
all set
nightmare
up.
matchup for he's
Yeah.
a nightmare matchup for Pereira. Like I think that's a disaster. This guy's a really good wrestler, really explosive. He doesn't have to fight Pereira where he wants to fight at all. So it is interesting in that regard.
that's always the conceit, right? Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, all the Chael Sonnen. The thing is always wanting the bad guys to get their comeuppance. What happens eventually, though, is if they keep winning, then you start cheering for the bad guy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you become the Conor guy, you become the Chael guy, where you're like, no, I want these guys to do it forever. But everybody wanted Aldo to take Conor's head off, and then he didn't, and now it becomes, oh my God, what
Nobody in
happens?
Ireland did.
Exactly.
All right, fair
You-
enough.
You got to get the
Everybody
gimmick
here.
across the finish line of like now you've ingrained yourself into enough fans that they'll still root for you even after getting
I'll tell you what, beating Alex Pereira would do that. If he can get this fight and beat Alex Pereira, that will be a turning point for him. 100%. No doubt in my mind.
One thing that I don't think is being talked about enough is that fight against Curtis Blades happened 2 months ago tomorrow. That's a really quick turnaround. I know he's younger and he doesn't have the miles. He's not 40, but that's a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how he looks on Sunday. Okay, what about O'Malley and Zahabi? What are we looking at here? I think it's the first time we look at this. All right, big favorite, Sean O'Malley, 78%, Zahabi, 22%. Let's see. Anyone have an issue with that?
Nobody
No.
showed this to Aiemann when he's on the show.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what Aiemann feels about it, to be honest.
Yeah. I think O'Malley's just such a fan favorite, right?
It's hard to, with guys like O'Malley, who have been in the spotlight for so long and are super popular, the lines always have different, numbers to them. There's always a little bit of a pad, a little bit of a buffer you have to account for. The fact that people just see the name and place wagers. They do something, they react to it.
Also, Sean O'Malley has fought the best of the best at bantamweight.
Yeah.
Like he's moved on from like the Sugar State Athletic Commission. He's fought Merab twice. I understand he lost those, but Piotr Jan, Aljamain Sterling, he has fought the best of the best at 135.
No, 100%. This is a big test, massive test for Aiemann Zahabi. Everyone curious to see what's going to happen with Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria when they meet at the press conference. That will be on Friday. There's actually a breakdown of this. What will Gaethje or Topuria say during the 250 press conference? Knockout, knocked out, knock you out. Will Trump be mentioned? Train. Like the actual word?
Oh, yeah.
Divorce at 49? Come on, people. Matador at 11?
Divorce train.
If Justin does that one, I don't know what happens.
Oh, my dear.
Does which one? Matador?
Yeah, the Matador.
What about the actual fight? What about the actual fight? What are people saying? All right, 80% for Topuria.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
Not
going.
much
No,
fee.
it's not really going up.
No, it stayed pretty steady. You see that line's nearly dead straight.
Ilya out there on the streets of Washington, guys, last night training in front of the people. Shades of McGregor on the beach. Each. Here he is. Look at this. Just pulling. What is he in the park over there?
Yeah, a little touch button in
Here's
the park. you know?
Yeah. This is some kind of scene right here. Imagine you're just going on a nightly stroll and you see Ilya Topuria hitting mitts there in Washington.
I'd probably stop and watch.
Yeah, no, it'd be incredible. What about Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia? What do we got on this one? 59% for Diego Lopez.
Yeah,
Don't
people
sleep on my
backing
boy Mean Machine, man.
I like Mean Machine.
Garcia Hive's going to be out on Sunday.
I like his demeanor.
He had a chip on his shoulder and said literally that. Like, he's not even denying it. He has a chip on his shoulder. He has felt disrespected. And to be honest, he has a very good case to be to feeling that disrespect. He has been on a hell of a run, is an exciting fighter. I think he needs something like this to get him like motivated and over
If
the
you were to
hump.
win this would be what, 8 straight?
8 or 9, yeah.
You know what? Use that, channel that. He's going to be the first guy to step in the cage.
Yeah.
It's a massive honor.
He beats Diego Lopez. He's at most 1 away from a title shot.
You'd have to think. I mean, the resume would certainly back that up, but you never
Still
know.
knocking people out. Like I know people want to be like, oh, most are 9-10 fight win streak. It's all decisions. Steve Garcia is sparking people.
Another one that I'm torn on. Bo Nickel, Kyle Dacus. We like both of these guys. Both friends of the program. Nickel, big favorite, 75%. Dacus, 25%.
KD, bro.
You're rolling with him.
Oh, you like the dog here.
I like it. What about Mauricio Hoofy and Michael Chandler? Where's that? Haven't heard much.
Massive favorite, Hoofy.
Hoofy.
Yeah.
83%. Chandler, 17%. Wow. And I wonder if the confidence has grown because over there in Washington with Mauricio Hoofy is the reigning defending UFC featherweight champion, Alex Volkanovski. Take a look at this.
Yeah. So so here for Roofy, because I'm going to be cornering him. We sort of because Engage is a company that I'm involved with.
Shout out
owner
Engage.
of. And Roofy come on board. So we sort of started to connect there, and then it was last camp, my fight with Lopez, number 2, and his last fight with Rafa Fiziev was we did the camp together. So we did quite a bit of training with him, did camp together, and again, he was a part of the team, and that's sort of where we connected. So we stayed in touch, and he wanted me to be a part of this camp, this fight, and I said, of course. Again, he's one of the nicest blokes you'll ever meet. He really is a top dude and incredible fighter. So most of you have probably watched him do his thing. You don't get much better striking than Roofy. So very excited. Obviously, Chandler, tough guy, a gamer. So it's going to be exciting. But when it comes to high-level striking, I don't think there's anyone better than Roofy. So I cannot wait for him to go out there and do his thing.
That's going to be a scene. Volk in the corner for Mauricio Hoofy. Who would have thought? Hoofy leaving Fighting Nerds. He officially revealed that recently. And so that's a nice little wrinkle. So them odds and more available right now, courtesy of our good friends over at Kalshi. Download the app right now. Kalshi app. Use code Helwani. Get $10 when you trade $10. That's KALSHI. Time now for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It is time.
It's time for On the Nose.
And before we kick things off, guys, I do have some breaking news. I tried to hit you with 2 there. Sorry about that, Frank. For the first time in a long time, a first time for us since the moderator Frank era came crashing down, we have a moderator. We have a moderator for On the Nose. I want to give a special shout out to our new friend, El Manuel, who has taken it upon himself to be our moderator. Let's see how this goes. All right. It's a bit of a testing out feeling out testing process?
Trial period.
Trial period, all those things.
Federal fucking
No, not yet,
prison.
Frank. Not yet. That's what it feels.
Here we go. We kick things off, and we do appreciate his help. He has helped clean things up for us here. That was very Trump of me. Like,
he's a great guy.
Matt Berkey, Dana claims to expect Super Bowl numbers for the UFC card this weekend. According to Nielsen, Super Bowl LX in 2026 reached an average of 125.6 million U.S. viewers across NBC Peacock, Telemundo, and NFL digital platforms. I don't see how it could ever get to that number with UFC on Fox peaking at 8.8 million viewers and Khabib versus Conor selling 2.4 million pay-per-view buys. Thoughts from the team? I get Dana's a promoter and you have to hype your event, but wasn't he just on camera this weekend saying, do I ever lie on camera? Well, yes, we could probably use that drop from now until the end of time because he will embellish, lie, stretch, all that and more. He did get asked about this yesterday at Media Day and sort of kind of clarified and said it was more about the global number. Nevertheless, here are his comments.
How do you, I guess, come to that? Because you see a lot of people being like, well, currently Paramount Plus in the U.S. doesn't even have the number of subscribers that,
Well, it's like how we would know what type of pay-per-view numbers we were going to do before a fight. We know.
Doesn't
we
make
got
sense.
Alex Pereira in the co-main event.
And it's not just in the United States. It's this event's all over the world. We're going to be in like almost 1 billion homes worldwide.
So, like, when you're thinking of that, it's like you're combining,
Yeah, it's global.
Pay-per-view in Canada.
Yeah, it's not like we're just going to say, how many did we do in the United States and fuck the rest of the world? Yeah.
So that is 100% fair, but it's an impossible number to get to, in my opinion. When you consider that the Super Bowl did, as this man said, in the 130s, 100 to 130 on average, and then it does numbers across the world, I just think it's going to be impossible.
But also consider that as a U.S. number. Like when we're talking about the Super Bowl, like this is apples to apples, right? Are you comparing yourself to the Super Bowl or not?
Yeah.
Super Bowl does these numbers in the U.S. It's not related to the global number.
Sure.
If you're doing global number, that's fine. I don't think it's going to reach that regardless. But
I feel comfortable saying the White House card global number won't touch the U.S. Super Bowl
Correct.
number.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
What do you think it will be then? Do you have
the global number?
No, like the U.S. number. Like
the U.S. number.
Can I just say, before I get to that, and you tell me if you feel otherwise, this is going to air, Pete, main card at 1 a.m. in Ireland, right?
Yeah.
1 a.m. Who's watching this on a Monday morning? Who's staying? It's not Saturday night. So I think that's going to affect the global number.
That's a good point.
Do you know what I
didn't
mean?
even think of that.
It's a work day. So that, number one, is going to affect the global number. Now you want to talk U.S. number only. Well, number one, 8 to 1 a.m. is still going to be a tough sell for people who are working the next day, right? Especially, by the way, if you're an NBA fan, I'm exhausted staying up for these games. Now you're asking me to stay up for another? Of course I'm going to, but it's just a lot. So that's number one. That's why I thought it would have been great to do it at like 5 or 6. Maybe the sun, maybe it's too hot, who the hell knows. What do I think it's going to do on Paramount Plus? We don't have like
we don't have a comparison, a baseline, any kind of like.
Well, they haven't been putting out the numbers. Like, what did Strickland Chimaev do? That didn't come out, right?
All we have is that first number, right?
So let's just say, what do you guys think? Like the best UFC show on Paramount Plus, what has it done so far? To be kind, can we say like 6 million? I don't know. Is
Are
that
we talking
even
globally or
no?
US?
US only.
No, we know the only number we've gotten, unless I'm mistaken, somebody
first
correct
one.
me on this, was the Patty versus
5 something,
Justin,
right?
which was like in the 5 range.
Yeah. So let's just say Strickland Chimaev did more.
Just say it did 8.
Let's just say it did 8. Is this going to do 30?
No, 10, 12.
If they're lucky. Here's the question.
What they're banking on is new subscribers.
I want to ask this question. End of the day, now that we're here, all this rhetoric, which generates more viewers? MVP, MMA on Netflix, or this global to global?
I'm going to say that UFC will do more.
I don't know if I agree, just
Globally.
because Netflix is the bigger platform.
Yes.
More people around the world. Netflix has 300 plus million subscribers, 330 or so.
Wait, but we know the number for the Netflix.
Yeah.
The 300 is irrelevant. We
I'm
know
just
what the
saying,
number was.
They got, what, 17 million? That was the number global?
That was the peak.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. What is it going to peak at?
Are we even going to get these details?
I'm just saying, I think Netflix is just a bigger platform than Paramount Plus. So if that card did 17 million with someone like Ronda Rousey at the top, I do wonder if this even breaks, I don't know, let's say they do more. Does it break 20 million globally? All to say,
point though, it's
this is 1/5 of what the Super Bowl did.
It's not even coming close to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is not a conversation. Stop.
Right.
It's not doing 125 million. It's just like it is not even in the same galaxy as the Super Bowl.
Right.
If they did 25 million, this would be jaw-dropping success.
I think they've got a real chance of beating the MVP card, but I think it's a chance. I don't think it's assured by any measure.
I agree.
Bigger number, World Cup final or this card? No. In Curacao. Just in Curacao.
Even then, it's going to absolutely smoke it. All 150,000 people in Curacao.
I don't know where that came from, but it has there's not even nobody. I don't think there's a single person who heard that and believed it. I don't think there's one person that was like
promotion 101. We're talking about it. Again, I always bring this up. I remember them rolling into Canada and him saying GSP is more famous than Wayne Gretzky. And every single show talked about it at the time. What are you talking about? But that's a way to get people to talk about an event. So it's a tried and true.
No, that one's true though. That one's true.
At the time, no, and
now not even close.
Yes, it's a great way to get people to talk. Okay, here's Peter Florio, who says, hey, Ariel, does the UFC have any contingency plans in place for the event on Sunday? Any backup plans for the rain, thunder, lightning, or even for anything worse like a possible security issue? Would they move it to Monday? Would they cancel it completely? I've not heard anything in the public about this. Well, we have talked about it, I think, quite a lot. Anyway, Dana was asked about it yesterday. Here's what he had to say.
We're going to be good on Sunday.
We're talking tomorrow.
I mean, if you read the internet, the fucking whole show's getting shut down on Sunday, but I don't care if it snows, rains, whatever, we're going. And even lightning, you guys all played, sports when you were growing up. Whenever there was lightning, you'd set the lightning out, and then when it was over, you played. I mean, that's what we'll do. And if there would be lightning, we'd know it days before.
So there you go. Come hell or high water, this thing is happening. By the way, intern Jack tells us by the end of 2025, Paramount Plus, 78.9 million subs. So, and I'm assuming that's globally, right?
Yeah, that is global.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're talking 78.9 to 330-ish.
They often had a problem around the end of the NFL season where they had a lot of churn, which means that people at the end of NFL season would end their subscription, and in September they'd re-up. So it is interesting to know, did people keep it because now they have UFC and there's a lot of crossover between NFL and UFC fans, or did that churn remain?
Champions League? Something?
There's not much crossover between NFL and soccer.
Here's Kilowatt. Hey, AH, is it possible that the White House card is an event that is actually going to set the sport back, at least in terms of public perception and acceptance? I've heard and read opinions on MMA regress back to those of the early 2000s as we get closer to June 14th. Opinions like the sport being barbaric and degenerate. Personally, I think it might, but it has nothing to do with fighting or MMA, more to do with the claw construction. The current administration backed the event and the aggressive TKO leadership. I don't think so. I really don't.
Claw construction's going to set the sport back?
I think what he's saying is the things surrounding it and not the fights, right? Not the idea that there are fights happening, but the idea that this is potentially going to be used as a political platform. This is going to be used as something that is more than just the fights happening.
I don't think so.
But I don't think so either.
I think from a very casual viewer standpoint, it could, but other than that, no.
No, I to be 1,000% honest, I think the only person who will claim this is someone who is somewhat aware of MMA, maybe covers MMA as a fan, and hates this administration. Because I've seen that online. They're like, they're freaking out. It's like the combo of they hate this administration, they hate all things UFC, they hate all things Dana White, and it's just like their brain is exploding right now. And they can't take a step back and just be like, let me just watch these 7 fights and move on with my life. It just brings out a whole different side of people. And
shut the fuck up and watch the fights. Do you expect SNL to be taking pop shots at
maybe like a mention in the update
If
desk?
something viral happens, yes.
Oh, next week. Yeah. I mean, look, if the American gets starched in 13 seconds, I think some people will derive some pleasure of that. I
can just imagine it being a punchline for a little while.
But does that set the sport back?
If it rains? No, of course not.
I don't think that sets the sport back.
Rains.
No,
I'm just talking.
People are going to could you imagine if this big to-do gets washed out? If there's a monsoon, not going to happen. But people would love that.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
They would love that. If this thing gets canceled, if the crane falls or something, whatever, the claw.
If we've waited a fucking year for this and it gets cancelled, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Okay?
And they're just gonna
show me the fights.
You know how funny? No, not funny.
No,
funny is not the word.
You heard Dana, Pizzi. It's happening, no matter what.
Can you imagine if
he'd never lied.
Storm and they move it to Monday, and we get to watch it together here on a Monday afternoon? That'd be kind of fun. Like when they did the Masters on Monday. Anyone?
I'm
ready for the World Cup on
100%
Monday.
out on that.
All right.
Let's get it done Sunday.
Did Dana not say that they know where lightning will strike? That's a little weird, right?
He knows everything, bro. He's got a guy.
Would he lie about that? Would he lie about that, Frank?
Yeah, he would never lie.
It's going off on Sunday.
I don't think he
It'll
would.
be fine.
Yeah, everyone.
Not my Dana.
Here's Shooter McGavin who says, Hola Ariel and the BITB, assuming Dana is the AJ versus Fury promoter, will Netflix have to pay off Paramount? I know it won't be Zuffa broadcast, but if I was Paramount, I'd feel a type of, no. This is like Fury Makhmudov. They helped out with that. All bets are off. There's carve-outs. If anything, DAZN should be the ones who are like, yo, what about us? AJ's our guy. Queensberry's with Fury. We're Queen. Don't worry about that. Here's Rob Mallow says, Ariel, would you say there's a chance the 1.1 billion was somewhat secretly for global UFC rights for Paramount Plus? I saw it was announced for Canada with how many years, but no mention of how much they paid for the rights. Do you feel like the UK, Australia are likely to head to Paramount too? Yes to that, no to the global. That was US only. They just don't typically release these things. Remember, the ESPN deal was for like $550, and they paid all that much more to eliminate pay-per-view. That was the incentive for the UFC. Here's Kevin from Ottawa. Hey, Ariel, one thing that isn't being talked about when comparing the Netflix card to the White House card is that the Netflix card was on Netflix for everyone globally, whereas the White House card is only on Paramount Plus for Americans. For us in Canada and a lot of the rest of the world, I'm sure, it's still PPV. Is it PPV for you, PT, over there?
It isn't, but it's on TNT. It's not going to be in that number, right? The Paramount number.
Sure. But is it a TNT pay-per-view or is it just a TNT
No.
show? Regular show.
But sometimes they hit you with it a few days before, so far so good. I haven't heard anything yet.
All right. Coleman Ant or Coleman T. Ariel, who's more at fault for the current state of the UFC, Hunter Campbell or Dana White?
That's a good question.
I don't think Hunter Campbell is at fault. And I don't necessarily know that Dana White is at fault. I think it's just the UFC as a business is completely different now.
Yeah, wouldn't it be the executives above them?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be an Ari Emanuel or Mark Shapiro, the ones who are
stakeholders? Yes.
Yeah, the stakeholders who have to answer to shareholders and are involved in that part of the business. I don't think Dana White. Maybe I'm crazy here. I don't think Dana White thinks this is the best version of the UFC. I don't think, and I say that because. For one reason, like I think in his heart of hearts, at the end of the day, Dana White is a fight fan. Dana White actually did have a passion for this at one point and was really invested in it. I don't think this is Dana White's baby anymore. I think there have been parts of this that have been carved away and changed, and it is not probably exactly the way he wants it anymore.
Yes, but I also think he has so many other interests and things right now that he's not as...
Yeah, the vigor is not there to like fight the machine.
This type of stuff, you see him talking and speaking to the press and the way in which he's talking, this he gets up for. A random pay-per-view or a PLE or whatever you want to call it, numbered event or a random fight night, or it's just not the same. And by the way, as I've said before, that's human nature. When you've conquered something, when you've made a boatload of money, you need to find, especially someone like him who's sort of an adrenaline junkie, you need to find that other thing to get you up. Where's the fight here? There's nothing to prove to anyone anymore. You've made it and then some. Now that's why you search for that next thing. Power slap, Zuffa boxing. We see a much different side of him in Zuffa boxing. Here's Nomas Duran, actually kind of along these lines. Hi, Ariel and team. I used to enjoy / look forward to watching Dana do interviews with the press. Feels like that was ages ago now. Lately, I find myself not even watching them anymore because common sense tells me that he will lie when answering any important question. When is the last time there was a major president that represented a major sport that got away with lying publicly about the business and getting off scotch-free? Let me know if I'm being overdramatic, but I've changed my opinion entirely on the UFC based solely off the fact that the man in charge and calling the shots lies to his fans consistently. To make things worse, he laughs off any sort of real challenging question with a stupid smirk and an insult, Meanwhile, fans and talking hosts on major networks still bow down to him like he's some kind of superhuman individual. That's the part that drives me nuts. Like these guys who are on TV who kind of give off the vibe that like they take no prisoners, they tell it like it is. Anytime they talk to him, it's just complete fawning all the time. Not trying to make this political, but since you guys have been following this sport for a very long time now, is this a more recent thing that started shifting when his best friend became president in 2018, actually 2016, or has he always been a lying meathead? Thank you for all you guys do. Looking forward to BITB tomorrow. Crack on Friday. Much love. PS. Go Knicks and let's go España. It's just 2016 was kind of like the turning point, I think. Sold the company. Best friends left. And like I said, won the race. Things change.
It's
By the way,
to MMA though.
You don't think Adam Silver and Roger Goodell lie to people's faces all the time? You don't think that
Gianni Infantino, the leader of FIFA, he's one of the most hated figures in football.
That's the nature of this whole thing.
Yeah, 100%. Brantley.
They do not have a huge following of people that adore him like Dana do.
Yeah, no,
that is true.
That is true as well.
That is
true as well. Actually, in fact, if you're in the media and you're like viewed as some kind of cheerleader for them,
like a sycophant for these guys.
For some reason, when it comes to the fight game, it's different. Hi, Ariel. This is from Brantley. Completely agree with you that not enough coverage is being shown to the fighters for the White House event. As we think about Alex's status among the greats, if he's able to beat Gunn, don't you think we should just be putting him into better context? GSP, Jones, Silva, Mighty Mouse are your long-standing champion greats. Let's start comparing Alex with DC or others who have had success at multiple weight classes. At middleweight and light heavyweight, Alex didn't win it once and just skipped town. He defended it against the best. At these 3 weight classes, he's almost in a category of his own if he wins on Sunday. I think that immediately adds him to the conversation without much more needed from him to cement other than maybe an Aspinall win. What are your thoughts? How does this rank in the conversation? You're 100% right. First of all, just by virtue of winning in a 3rd weight class puts him in a separate class. Belt, no belt, real belt, not. How many guys have won in 3 weight classes? To the best of my knowledge, I know Connor has done it. Right? 45, 55, 70. Tell me the other.
Jared Cannonier.
There's a few guys.
It's not more than 5, right?
No. Yeah, it's a handful of guys.
If that. It's somewhere in that range. So just by virtue of winning on Sunday, he's in a special category. Belt on the line, how much stock you put into that belt?
Vitor Belfort, Jared Cannonier, Conor McGregor.
Anderson Silva,
Frank Yeager.
Wait a second. Anderson Silva fought at 85, 205. No, I'm talking UFC.
Oh, this is only UFC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frankie fought at 55, 45, and 35.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aldo fought at 45, 35.
Yeah. Vitor fought at...
So is it 3?
Kenny Florian?
No. Vitor, Cannonier, McGregor, Edgar.
Yeah.
That might be the list.
55, 45.
What about Florian?
No, 55, 45. You're saying... wait. Are you saying Florian Ultimate Fighter finale? 70.
Yeah.
He lost, though. Diego.
No.
Point is, that puts him in a
Penn.
category. BJ Penn in outside of UFC stuff for sure.
Ode Osborne apparently fought a featherweight, bantamweight, and flyweight.
And won?
I don't know about one. Competed at.
I'll get you the...
But yes, it's a rare company. Let's just move on with that.
My opinion is super rare, Hall of Famer, one of the all-time greats.
No doubt.
100%. Win this fight, beat Aspinall, now you're in a real GOAT conversation.
There's one way you shortcut this. There's only one way you can shortcut it. And that's John Jones.
Yeah.
It's John Jones. John Jones is the key to all this because John Jones' shadow looms over that light heavyweight title too. Alex Pereira stepped into a void that was created by the absence of John Jones. When John Jones left that division, that was a shadow that hung over that division. He finally was the one to settle it, but he never beat John Jones. And now he's going up to heavyweight. John Jones has held that belt too. Now, I think Tom Aspinall is the one that you want to fight next and has the claim to it. But John Jones' shadow looms large over both of those divisions. If you can beat John Jones, it really makes a statement.
All right.
It's a big incentive for Aspinall as well, having Dana say this, like he's the GOAT. Like that's a huge thing for Aspinall to come back and be fighting a guy that Dana White, a guy who's beefing with his manager, Eddie Hearn, is calling the greatest fighter of all time. That's huge.
Ode Osborne, great pull.
Hell yeah.
Bantamweight on Contender Series, featherweight against Jerome Rivera.
But not in the UFC.
Several flyweight. no official bantamweight win, but he did have a catch weight of 130 against Charles Johnson.
LK, El Emmanuel killing it as moderator. Because I feel like we've got no riffraff here. We're rolling like to that point.
Interesting.
No, you don't feel that same way.
He's doing a great job.
I think so, because we just talked about Aspinall, and here's a question about Aspinall. Alex Poatan Pereira could end Tom Aspinall's UFC career this Sunday. If he wins versus Gane, with his recent comments made by Dana and Eddie regarding Tom's future, I could see Dana stripping Tom and making Alex undisputed heavyweight champion to legitimize, it wouldn't be undisputed in my opinion, I know what you mean, but it would feel very disputed, him as the new GOAT to further escalate the feud with Eddie. UFC doesn't need Tom if Pereira wins, with Hokit already planting seeds for being Alex's first title defense, potentially John Jones having his retirement fight versus Poatan afterwards, and then Gable Steveson being in line next year. Tom very well may have destroyed his UFC legacy by becoming a pawn in the White versus Hearn saga.
That's not good for the heavyweight division if that happens, because that's what's constantly happened with the heavyweight division. There's no guy beating the guy to become the guy. So if that happens again, and they do that with Poatan, there's still going to be massive questions, as Rick was just talking about. You need a Jones, you need an Aspinall to verify him in that situation.
Is there something to be said, though? Is there something to be said for Tom's leverage weakening considerably if Poatan wins?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a fair statement to make, because it's a lot easier to say, oh, we got the guy now. Here's Alex Pereira. We anoint you. We're taking your belt away. You're giving us too many problems. Take that, Eddie. And now we'll do Pereira Hoka, and everyone's going crazy.
By the way, the shoe was on the other foot at one point. It was a lot easier to say fuck off John Jones when you had Tom Aspinall too.
So
it is always the
lately?
UFC would love to just get rid of problems, and Alex Pereira solves a lot of problems for them. So yes.
Alex Pereira, you do Hoka v Pereira. Hoka wins the fight. You're back in a problem. No.
What's the problem? Hoka?
At that point, Hoka will have become a star for you.
Yeah, he's a huge star if he beats Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
He's been talking shit and calling a shot the whole way. He'd be massive.
I think it's bad. I think it's bad.
We're not advocating for it. 100%.
There's a lack of sport happening in this sport.
And if you're talking about the sanctity of this sport, yeah, it's a fucking disaster.
Well, I mean, the sanctity of the heavyweight division at this stage, like, what the fuck is that?
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
I think those days are so far gone that I can't. I don't even think in those terms anymore.
Here is more on this topic. Isn't this great? Abay says, hey, Ariel and crew, you've recently said that Jones versus Pereira only happens if Pereira wins. Isn't it the opposite? Why would UFC risk Jones winning an interim title only to duck the champ again? Jones versus Pereira is still massive if Pereira loses. Both still double champs, box office stars. It's never needed a belt. Thoughts? Also, when you contrast Rico and Francis's boxing opportunities with Jones's UFC situation, do you think Pereira could regret signing a deal that essentially means he won't be free to explore unless he fights well into his 40s? He said UFC looked after him, but I can't imagine he's getting anywhere near what he'd get to box Jake Paul or Usyk, who've both called him out. Much love, your boy Abay. I think there's a little less heat on the fight or a lot less heat. If Pereira gets beat up bad, they're not paying top dollar for that fight anymore. Pereira wins, and now he has an interim title. You could still do that with Jones' fight, and yes, the interim title means nothing, but it does add a little bit more cachet. And if Jones doesn't want to defend again, well, now you just take the belt away, and it just goes poof. So if Pereira loses, I just feel like all the momentum is lost, and the incentive to try to make that fight and to negotiate with John is no longer there. Baniel Dravo, for all the boys, what do you think the main takeaway will be on Monday, June 15th? Will it be a specific fight, fighter, or something else? I think it'll be a mix. The scene, how it played out, how it looked, all that stuff and more. I think it will be a mix. And I think it will be a very fun experience, a fun thing to watch. I think we will all have our takes. It will be Ilya, is he the guy? It will be, did Alex make history? Did Aiemann take that next step? Is Josh Hokit the next guy for the belt? Did it rain? How did it look? The Trump stuff. Was it over the top? Was it too much? Was it nauseating? There's going to be there's like a million storylines here.
Not controversial, not a hot take. I think the story is going to be Ilya Topuria. I think Ilya Topuria.
Well, he'll be the final scene, the final act.
It's going to be Joshua post Netflix to me. I think Ilya Topuria is about to be on a rocket ship.
Right.
It's going to go. He's going to
he's
knock
not
out
already on
Justin.
one, bro.
It's going to go viral, and he's just going to enter a new stratosphere. Is my take.
That's another thing. Like when we're talking about views, I think on social, the White House is going to perform far better than the MVP card.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be such a
MVP
spectacle.
card did crazy, but the visuals are going to go nuts.
Yeah, it's just going to be wild. And
gonna
like
be
if there's
passed
big
around.
knockouts, like if Pereira does some sort of emote over Cyril Gane's body with the White House in the background, gets that third belt, people are going to go nuts.
Oh, the visuals are going to be
Yeah.
insane. I spoke to someone who's working the event as a photographer at the MVP card in El Paso, and he was telling me about like what his assignment is, and it's just to get amazing visuals. That's all they care about, and they're gonna crush that, and it's gonna look special, unique, historic, grandiose. I can't wait for the presser. I can't wait for the weigh-ins. All the visuals are going to be great. Like this is going to be like, Conor on the scale fighting Aldo from the back there, or fighting Diaz, and it's going to be that times 10. It's going to be
the
that times 10.
reflecting pool and the Washington Monument. It's going to be sick. Yeah.
Well, we have the great pleasure and honor, my friends, to speak to someone who's going to be a part of all of that as we are rapidly approaching this event 4 days away. Let us speak to the man who'll be going up against Sugar Sean O'Malley. The pride of Montreal, the one and only Aiemann Zahabi is here. Joining us live from Washington, D.C. Yes, there he is. My guy, Aiemann. How are we feeling, my man? This is it. What's the vibe like? I wanted to get a sense for all of it from you here as we approach the event on Sunday.
I feel like I've finally become the man I've always wanted to be. And that man wins big moments, and I'm looking to have a great performance on Sunday night, man. That's how I feel.
When did you arrive?
I got here May 31st.
Wow, you've been there for 10 days.
Yeah. I came out with Faraz and Mike Jones, Anis Delis, and my camera guy. Training outside, getting used to the humidity, looking at the sights. I don't want to be surprised by anything. I want it to be like a regular day, and it's another day at the office. So I came to get acclimated.
Side note, speaking of your camera guy, the footage, the content, the YouTube stuff that you and your team have been putting out has been like A+. Really amazing stuff that you guys have been doing. The YouTube series on your journey to get to this point, the promos.
Have you been watching? Did you follow on the next couple of parts?
Oh, I've been watching. I think, how many do you do? 2 or 3 at this point?
We're at 3 now,
Yeah.
and there's one more coming out before the fight.
Love it. All the Drake stuff, the music videos, everything has been A+. So well done to you and the team. It's interesting. You're on the same time zone. So like usually you go early when you're trying to, get acclimated to Japanese time zone or Brazilian time zone. Why was it important for you to come out this early when you're, still on the East Coast?
It was really the X factor of it being outdoors. If it was in an arena, I wouldn't have come out so early. But Cyril Gane reached out to us and let us know that, like, hey, there's a lot of humidity and it's going to be outside. We're going to go early. We suggest you guys go early as well.
Wow.
And so, we took his advice and I came out early just to get used to it. And what's weird about DC is it's getting more humid at night than it is during the day. It's the weather is kind of weird. A little bit like Montreal, very humid like Montreal. Very big swings in temperature. Sometimes it's super cool at night. Sometimes it's still hot, super hot at night. Humidity sometimes 30%, sometimes 80%. Like it's a little bit all over the place. So I just came to get used to it.
And so are you training outdoors at night to try to replicate that as much as possible? Oh, wow.
Training outdoors at night, find a nice patch of grass somewhere at a park or wherever. And, because it's a little bit slippery too on the grass with shoes on. And, it might rain a little bit. The canvas might be moist. Might be slippery in there, so we got to get used to that just in case, and adjust the footwork to make sure that I don't slip on too many banana peels. There's already so many banana peels in the fight without these conditions.
Sure.
But I don't need the perfect conditions to win, man. I just need the conditions.
How do you feel out there? Like, how's the cardio when you're fighting in that humidity when you're training out there?
I mean, I feel like I finally got used to it, and plus, for TriStar just got AC for the first time in 20 years since I've been training there. Okay. So every summer I train with crazy humidity, like it's wild in TriStar. And then when I used to train at Hensel Gracie's in the blue basement, they don't even have windows down there when I was training with Danaher and those guys. So, overall, I'm pretty used to the humidity. I don't feel like the humidity is going to be a problem. I'm just wondering if there's going to be like a wet or moist canvas, if it's going to be slippery.
By the way, you guys at TriStar, you, your brother, the whole squad, you guys have been doing pretty well. Why did it take so long to get AC?
Other priorities, man. Other priorities, come before AC. I feel like the humidity kind of helps, with making it hard. And I went to train in Thailand. That's what they have over there. They train outside all the time. I was I feel like it probably helps with the weight loss, makes you mentally tougher. You know, it's a way to leverage training, I'm assuming. That's what I'm hoping that Frost was thinking. And now he's getting a little bougie on us, man, adding AC. I don't know about this next generation, man. They're having it much easier than I had it.
That is true. What about the bugs? Have you encountered any bugs at night?
You know, I've been training outside at night every day, and I barely noticed the bugs.
Okay.
But, you know, listen, I'm not on the White House lawn. I don't know if
Sure.
the gnats are specifically for there, but at the parks and stuff, it hasn't been an issue for me at all.
Have you had a chance to actually go to the White House to see the venue, to see what it's all going to look and feel like?
No, I'm seeing it tomorrow for the first time. My rehearsal is at like 4:15 or something
Wow.
like that. So I'm excited to go check it out.
And when you say rehearsal, what does that mean? What are they having you do?
Yeah, so I think what they're going to do is they're going to show us where our locker rooms are, and we're going to do our walk to experience it and see it. And I think we get a little tour of the octagon. That's what I'm hoping it is, you know. So I hope that's what it is.
And this is not common, right? Like usually a few days before the fight, you're not doing a rehearsal, right?
Yeah, it's definitely new. It's definitely a new thing, and it's nice that they do it, right? Because it's going to help with the visualization and getting used to it, so we're not like, you know, lost in the lights when we get out there for the first time. You don't want to walk out and start glaring and being a fan of the place. You know, you want to just stay focused on the task at hand, and it's I'm happy that we get to do it, because normally we do the ceremonial weigh-ins at the venue, at the arena, right? So you get to kind of like walk in the arena, see the cage, see backstage how they're building it, and you get to look around the arena, right? But this time the weigh-in is not there. So I think the weigh-in is at the Ellipse.
I saw some photos of the locker room. It's wild stuff. Like, look at this. Like you're like you're in the White House, man. You're in the actual White House. That's going to be your locker room. That's where you're going to be training before the fight, or like warming up. It's wild.
It's great, man. It's obviously a very historic place, and it's nice to be a part of its history now, going on to forever. You know, and I feel honored that, you know, Dana White said he picked guys he can trust and guys that perform and guys that don't care about conditions, and it's nice to be on this list of names. You know, it's a real honor for me, and I really feel like a success. You know, I'm not too worried about the outcome on Sunday. I know I'm going to fight my heart out, and I feel like I'm already a winner in a lot of ways. And I'm just so happy to be on the platform, and I'm excited to see how the fight's going to develop, you know?
So I'm curious about this, Aiemann, because of all the fighters who are on this card, one could make the case that this administration has had the most contentious relationship with Canada of all. Like, they're not really arguing with Brazil these days, Spain a little bit, but like it's been awkward, right? It's been weird over the last few years. And so just curious, back home, the interviews that you've been doing, the reaction, what has it been? You know, I appreciate it, and I understand that you guys are in a tough spot. This is a massive honor. This is a massive deal for your career. You're not here to debate politics or anything like that. You're going to say yes, but you're sort of being put in that position. And so what has the reception been like back home in Montreal and Canada when you're doing media, when you're being asked about this fight?
Yeah, I feel like they really want to push me to say something that's going to like damage the event or UFC or ruin the relationship between the United States and Canada. But, you know, at the end of the day, Canada and United States are joined at the hip with the longest border in the world. And, you know, we're like brothers in the sense that sometimes we're on the ins, sometimes we're on the outs. But at the end of the day, we're family. And, you know, we're going to get along sometimes, and other times we're not going to get along. But, you know, iron sharpens iron, just like in hockey. You know, like we kicked their butts for 40-something years in the Olympics, and then they beat us this year, men's and women's and all this stuff. And I got to get one back for us. And what better venue to defeat them than in their most iconic and historic venue, the White House. That's what I try to tell all the journalists and all the media and all the Canadians back home, is that, like, what are you guys going to say if a Canadian beats an American in the White House? Isn't that a place to rejoice? Isn't that something to rejoice? Isn't that something to be proud of? You know, I feel like that's the angle I'm taking, and that's what I'm seeing. You know, and like, you know, if you look at my documentary on YouTube, it's a great story of my parents leaving Lebanon during the war and coming here to give us a better life. So this is kind of like my thank you to Canada too. Like they accepted my parents, you know, and now I went from Canada, you know, the streets of Laval to the White House. I feel like it's a great story for Canadians, you know, to see how far I've made it, you know, coming from immigrant parents.
I love that. And I know a lot of Canadians can sympathize with that. I remember when the American hockey players came back after the Olympics, especially the ones who were playing for the Canadian teams, they faced a lot of tough questions from the media. A lot of the media, they were unhappy that they shook Donald's hand or went to the White House. Have you had any like really contentious interviews or interactions with people because you accepted this?
Yeah, of course. They're fishing to get me to say something.
Yeah.
You know, they're fishing to get me to say something negative about Trump or something so crazy, positive about Canada. At the end of the day, I'm here to represent my country and our values and my heritage and my religious values and everything. I'm just going to be a good guy, if I meet Trump, I'm going to shake his hand and we're going to be polite. We're going to be polite to everybody, just like how we are as people. We're good people. At the end of the day, the real answer is diplomacy. Like if we want to fix things with the United States, we got to sit down at the negotiating table. And, we got to make a deal and it's got to be a win-win on both sides, and I feel like Canadians and Americans were more successful together than we are when we're fighting each other. So that's my perspective. I don't think we need to say mean things or do dirty things or trash our president or trash our country in any way. We just got to lift each other. We got to see the positive in this dark time.
I agree with that. And I've tried to do that on this show, talking about the card, trying to spotlight the fighters, the stories, and stay a little bit away from that. Some think it's weak. I don't care. I love everything. Like the visuals are wild. I love the gloves that you guys are going to be wearing, all that and more. I want to ask you about that. I do have one negative thing to say, one bone to pick. And I wonder if you feel the same. I was bothered by the uniforms that you guys are wearing. I don't think a Canadian or a Brazilian or a Frenchman should be wearing that. There's ways of honoring the scene, ways of honoring the White House or, the uniqueness of the event. But to me, like, we're not asking players who are competing in the World Cup to come over here and rock American gear. They're rocking their country's gear. You're a proud Canadian. You have family that is from Lebanon. I don't think asking you to do that is fair. How did you feel when you had to put that stuff on?
Well, my first reaction was, like, to me, I thought it was more like the Olympics, this celebration. So I thought, they would give us like a little wink on our outfits of like, a little Canadian flag or maybe a moose for me and then like something for the Brazilian, something for the French, something for the Mexican, whatever it was going to be. They'd give us a little wink, a little customization for it, because yes, we're all coming to celebrate America, but we all have our own heritage. So I put this AI photo.
Yes.
Like that would have been sick.
It would have been sick.
I'm still happy to celebrate America's birthday, but if I got to represent my country, it would be nice too. While we're doing it. So it would have been nice to give us a little touch, and I think it would have sold a lot too.
Of course.
I think other people, like, when there's like the World Cup soccer jersey, everybody wants to get their country's jersey, right? And it's like it kind of would have been the same thing. So yeah, I was a little bit surprised, but it is what it is. It's their party, man. It's their party. I'm already coming to spoil it by beating Sean O'Malley. I can't complain about too much. I feel like, and I'm happy they gave me the American I wanted, and to do it at this event, it's very nice.
Have you tried the gloves on?
I tried the gloves on. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the gloves being blue and red going forward too.
Oh.
Like maybe it'll be easier for the fighters. For the judges to follow the fights.
Okay.
They put the tape, the red color tape or the color tape, but it's just so simple when the gloves are already that color, right?
Yeah. Bellator used to do that, by the way. They used to have red and blue gloves.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a great idea. Like,
same
but
design.
Maybe they don't want to copy another promotion's idea. Right. I don't know.
Same design, like they feel the same?
It's the exact same glove.
Okay.
Everything's the same. But now we got a nice American flag on it instead of UFC.
That's right. Small bone to pick with you, Aiemann. I saw that you were in New York trying the pizza. And I want to ask you about that as well, but not sure if you know this, but we are in New York City. Didn't get a call, didn't get anything. I mean, here you are. Like, this is not too far from us. I know this area. Nothing.
No way.
You couldn't stop by? You couldn't say hello? Like, we're, brothers from another mother here. Not even a call, not even a text.
You know what? You're absolutely right. But we're only there for 2 days. For us, they didn't want me to spend too much time there.
Yeah.
And the UFC packed my schedule with like media and stuff. And I found it funny that you had set up this like whole night with Wonder Boy and all these other guests. I didn't get a call, so I was like, okay, maybe he spoke to Danny. Danny told him that my schedule is full and I can't make it, or I don't know. It was an awkward moment.
Can I throw? Can I throw someone under the bus?
Place.
Can I throw someone under the bus?
Yeah. Who is it?
I mean, do you want me to?
Is it Danny? Don't tell me it's Danny.
No. What? Danny, I literally asked him. You were the first person I asked for. And do you want me to throw? I'm gonna pull it up right here. I'm gonna read it verbatim. You call me out. You have the audacity. Where is it?
Oh man, it's so funny.
It's here. And what day did we go to? We went to.
It was Friday. I wasn't gonna be there. My flight was at 8 p.m. So.
Oh, do you think Aiemann would be able to come on our live show Friday night in New York City? He flies back Friday night. No chance he'll stay. I right? No, I already tried. Faraz blocked it.
Yeah.
Did you? There it is. I'll send you the screen grab.
No, I trust you.
So don't get in your feelings next time. I'm always looking out. How do you think I felt when I see you trying the pizza a few blocks from us?
Oh my God. Yeah, no, for us, wanted me to just get back to training so we get back to the routine, and I even told them, like, for us, we could stay for the fights. UFC offered us, front row tickets for the event.
No.
I was like, no. We finished the conference. Let's get on a plane. We're going back home. We're training. I said, okay, perfect, man. Yeah. For us means business, bro. Listen, winning this fight is like the most important thing. And if I win, winning this fight, I'm going to come down, take the weekend, take the kids to New York. I'll come see you, man.
Okay, that's cool. By the way, what was that pizza like? I think you had no cheese on it, though. Not really New York City
no cheese,
pizza.
man.
Come on, what is that? Because you're cutting weight? That was in May.
Yeah, I'm cutting weight. Yeah, listen, when you mix carbs and cheese and fats, it doesn't work for you in the weight loss, So It wasn't my cheat meal. It was like during the week, and I was like, let's get some pizza. As long as I don't put cheese on it, it doesn't break the calories. So it would have been too many calories with the cheese on it. And one of my cameraman, the guy who's doing all this great, amazing work, he's lactose intolerant and allergic to eggs. So, it's right up his alley at pizza, no cheese. So it works for everybody.
I never knew that about the cheese and the carbs. Maybe that's part of my problem here. We need to cut that out, is what you're saying? No, none at all?
Sorry?
None at all? Like pasta, you can't have it with cheese. You got to cut all that out? You're taking all the joy away from life.
Yeah, exactly, man. Cheese is brutality, man. It really spikes your insulin, man. I mean, listen, when I'm not fighting and I don't have to lose weight, I'll put cheese on everything.
Okay,
when I'm cutting weight, if it's not a cheat meal, I got to stay away from the cheese.
Sambusek bejibne?
Oh, man. My mom made so many for after this fight. That's my favorite thing that I asked for.
Oh, me too. That's your thing? That. Wow, we really are the same.
That's my thing.
With sesame seeds on top? You do a sesame
That's
on top?
That's right, man.
Oh,
my mom fries them fresh for me at home. It's the best.
The freaking best. When they're right out of the oven?
I love it, man. And I'm going to have like a big party next week with all my friends and family. And, my mom's going to bring the sambusik over. It's going to be great, man. Listen, there's no losing this weekend. It's going to be, whatever happens, it's going to be great. It's going to be a very meaningful weekend for me and my friends and my family.
Were you able to bring any family members, your wife, your kids? Who's able to come?
Yeah. My wife's flying down on Saturday because my daughters have their end-of-year gymnastics show on Friday.
Oh, very important.
So my wife's going to attend that, and then she's going to come on Saturday morning. My sister-in-law and my brother-in-law are going to make it as well. And then my oldest brother is coming. And then I gave the Suitably guys, the guys who always take care of my suits. I got them seats on the lawn as well.
Wow.
They're going to be. Yeah, I got Ryan Hall coming with me too. He's going to be at the lawn. You know what's really cool is the UFC did something really nice for the area. During the press conference, we're going to be walking out with kids. Like, kids are going to walk us out.
Oh, love that.
And they had randomly called 50-50 Jiu-Jitsu, asking Ryan Hall if he had a kids class, if any kids wanted to walk out with the UFC fighters. And they're like, yeah, we do, but can we specifically have our son walk out with Aiemann Zahabi in the UFC? He's like, yeah, great. So you're going to see me walk out with Ryan Hall's son to the press conference.
Wow.
I think it's going to be really cool. It's, Ryan's been a friend of mine since 2013, and we've had each other's backs. We went pro together on the same Slam 1 card, and, we made it to the UFC together, and there's a long history there. Hopefully one day me and him can be cornering his son.
Oh, how old is he? How old's the son?
He's 7. He's going to be 8 in August.
Okay, amazing. That's a great, great moment. You're saying all the right things here, and I can see how much this means to you, but obviously you have to actually fight and win. This is not scripted.
Yeah.
How are you not trying to make this out to be a bigger deal than it is? At the end of the day, they close that door. It's a fight. No different than being at the Bell Center or at the Verdun Auditorium or anywhere, at Casino de Montréal. So how do you try to not make it out to be a bigger thing than it is?
He's still just a man. I only fear God. I don't fear any man. And, I trained really hard for the last 20 years. I know I don't have the largest following, but, man, let me tell you something. My training has been legit for a long time, and I've been training with the best of the best. And my brother is very fanatical about training camp and practice and leveling up and always coming with a different style and a different approach depending on the fighter we have. Even GSP says my biggest and best skill is being able to adapt to beat anybody. So I feel very confident in my ability to perform also on Sunday. Like I'm here with Mindset Mike, so my mind is ready, to fight with my whole heart and leave everything behind. And I surrender the outcome, man. I got, my heart is at peace. Whatever is meant for me will never miss me, and whatever misses me was never meant for me. That's how I live right now, and I'm excited to go out there and give it my best. And I have to make it great. Like Sunday could be a dud.
Yeah.
Sunday can be a real dud. I go out there and I slip on a banana peel and something happens that we didn't want. Yeah, it is what it is. But at least, there's so many positives. I got to be on the mainstream. I got to see you, Ariel. I got to talk to all the media and get my name out there to the entire world. There's so many. I'm so much bigger than just being a fighter. I've become a great family man and great friend and teammate and businessman and all these things. So like my life's so big, I feel so good about everything. And I feel like Sunday's gonna be my day. I feel a little bit like Ilia Topuria. All the hard work is done. And I'm just going in there to live it.
Do you think he respects you? Do you think he fears you? Do you think he realizes what you're bringing to the table?
I think Sean has been nothing but pretty nice. I think on what he's been saying in public. I feel like sometimes they say, oh, I'm gonna knock him out, or he's slow, or whatever. They say normal stuff. I don't think they attack me personally whatsoever. They said I'm tough, I'm durable, and whatever. I don't feel like they crossed any lines or anything like that. And I think he's become a lot more mature in that sense. And I've been nothing but respectful towards him and his team. He's an ex-world champion. I gotta respect his fighting skills, and he's a family man. I don't want to make it personal between me and him. At the end of the day, it's just business, man. And I don't need any emotions to go out there and rip his head off, just like he doesn't need any to rip my head off. And I remember the time when I was fighting Aldo and he was this big boogeyman, and everybody told me, oh, be nice to him. He's our favorite. He's been champion for so long. And then he went in there and he tried to rip my head off. I've learned from that, and there's no taking it easy on anybody. You got to go out there. You just got to do your job.
And so I've heard him say that, he's like, oh, yeah, you're going to talk about, striking this and that. No, you're really going to try to wrestle him. All this talk about like striking and meeting him in the middle is all nonsense. So tell us, are these mind games that you're playing with him?
No, it's not mind games, man. I'm not afraid of his striking whatsoever. The fight's going to start on the feet for sure. And, I don't really wrestle unless I have to, unless there's a situation where I need it. I haven't needed it in the past, so I haven't really used it in the UFC. And I've seen him wrestle. He took down Peter Yan at the end of round 1. That was interesting when he felt a lot of pressure. So, he might be wrestling at me, but I think he's just saying his insecurities. He knows that wrestling is his weakness. He knows, being on his back is a weakness for him. So he's just talking about his insecurities, and he's putting it out there. And it doesn't really matter what he thinks is going to happen. It's all about approach. He knew Merab was going to shoot the first time they fought, and he knew for certain in the rematch Merab was going to shoot. Merab still took him down, and that's nothing to. It's just about approach. I don't think it's about knowing. It's about executing. It's about executing what needs to be done. And I've changed my approach in striking to cater to O'Malley's striking, what he brings to the table. Just like I changed it for Cheeto, and just like I changed it for Jose. And I know he said it, I barely beat Cheeto, but I didn't lose to Cheeto the first time I fought him, and my arm broke. My arm snapped in half, so he got finished by Cheeto the first time he fought him. So it is what it is.
What do you mean when you say you change your approach to striking? You don't mean like from a technical standpoint?
Yeah, from a technical, from a tactical, from a strategic. They're all different aspects of striking, and the way you put it together. That's why I feel like people don't understand, they don't understand me as a fighter, and they don't understand me much as a person either, right? You have to adapt your tactics, strategies, and your mindset depending on the problem that is given to you. And I feel like I adapt to everybody, and I make certain changes that lead me to win, and I feel like that's what GSP sees in me. He sees that I'm able to morph into what their antithesis and their nemesis is. That's what George says. He morphs into his nemesis, right? So I'm gonna have the right style to beat Sean's striking. And listen, if there's an opportunity where I could score an easy takedown, why wouldn't I take it?
Sure, of course.
I can get on top of it and ground and pound him. Listen, I didn't want to shoot on Aldo. When Aldo missed weight and we had to negotiate with Sean Shelby for the money, because the rule, whatever, we had to change weight class, all that stuff, whatever. We told Sean Shelby, we're not wrestling tomorrow. I only did striking for Aldo. Why would I waste my time trying to take him down if Merab couldn't take him down? So that was my mindset going in. And I only got on top of him after he failed the takedown and I pushed him down to the ground. He ended up on his back. I'll take it. I'll take it. If Sean does something and I end up picking him up and slamming him on the ground, I'm not going to just jump up out of his guard and stand back up. You know what I mean? This is a fight. I've been a black belt since 2017. If I get on top of him, I'm going to make him pay for it. And he knows that. And I think that's why he's talking about that. I think he wants me to keep it standing. And, if the opportunity arises and the fight's standing for 15 minutes, great. That's what got me to the White House, baby. Me standing with these guys and not shooting and putting on great performances and overcoming adversity got me here. And that's what's going to get me to the next level.
You mentioned GSP. Is he going to be in your corner?
Yeah, he arrives here on Friday, and he's going to be there with me on Sunday, man. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's nice to have the confidence of a GOAT in your corner.
That actually gave me chills. I love that. I love the fact that he's going to be there. I love the picture that you posted kind of recreating the famous one from back in the day. Look at that.
Yeah, people thought I'm trying to like say I'm better than George, and that was just like it's like a gag AI photo, man.
Yeah.
We're just having some fun, guys. Some people take the internet too seriously. We're just having fun out there.
Of course, and everyone knows how much George means to you and how highly you speak of him and all that. By the way, that press conference in Newark, was that weird being there with Hokit going crazy and the stuff with Ilya and Alex and all that?
It wasn't weird. There's always some kind of drama in the UFC. There's always something going on. But what I thought was, what kind of sucked was, such a big card and everybody on there is a superstar. I think they should have done longer than 30 minutes for the press conference. Like, people wanted so much more. Like, even my wife, when she messaged, I can't believe they ended the press conference like that. Like, they should have kept going. Like, people were on the edge of their seats, And, not everybody got asked a question. I don't feel like, fans were lined up to ask questions. We didn't get too many fans either. So I wish they would have just made it a little bit longer because now we have another presser here. This one, keep it 30 minutes because we got to cut weight right after.
Right.
It's going to be an awkward situation for the weight cut thing with the presser being so close. I wish that one was longer, the one in Newark.
Oh, yeah, because this one's later in the night, right? And then the weigh-ins are the next morning.
Yeah, so we're going. I think the presser is at 8 p.m. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then me, I start my wake up Friday night. I'm gonna start my wake up Friday night. So I'm gonna go from the presser to cutting weight, and then waking up Saturday, finishing it or whatever.
Right. And the suits you mentioned, your boys who make the suits.
The boys that suit them. Listen. Yes. When you come to Montreal, we're suiting you up.
I appreciate that. I saw this one. I saw this number right here. You have something special for tomorrow?
Oh man, I have something beautiful for tomorrow.
This
and
is
every suit has something nice on the inside.
Okay.
So I'll reveal the inside every time. They're really sick. I'm really proud of these guys. I don't pick any colors. I don't pick any styles, designs, fit, anything. They take care of me from A to Z. They've been working with Joshua Van too, and they made him some custom stuff with like his native.
They made that. Fabric. Yes, that's right. Beautiful stuff. Those guys are great. I like the double-breasted.
Yeah, man, they make me look executive.
Yes.
Very, very business-like. I feel like one day when I retire, I'm gonna have enough suits to be a broadcaster for a long time. It's gonna be great for me.
And have we decided on the walkout music?
Oh yeah, listen, the walkout for this fight. I don't know if you spoke to any of the other fighters. What was interesting is that they asked us for 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know which one I got in the end. All right, I told them which one was the one I wanted.
Yeah.
Which was a mashup of 2 songs.
Okay.
Which I think you're really going to appreciate. And then I gave them my other choices. So, but in the end, I won't know till Sunday, man.
So you walk out, they won't tell you?
I didn't ask. I don't want to.
What's the mashup?
Be creative. Like there's going to be. Sorry.
What's the mashup?
The only hint I can give you it's a Drake song mashed with something else.
Okay.
The Drake song with a different beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. It's enough teasers.
Okay. All right.
But it's I think it's going to be really cool to do it. And, I might get a lot of hate for it, but I think it's going to be worth it.
And where do things stand? I see you rocking the Echo gear, which is great. But anything with OVO, whatever happened with that?
Listen, man, I never got the call back after the album release, but I'm doing the work. I was promoting them, like I put them all over my documentary. That's on YouTube and all that. And it's about building a relationship. So I'm trying to build that trust and loyalty with them, and we'll see how it goes. And right now, Echo sponsored me for this week.
Oh, love that.
Also, shout out to Echo. I appreciate you guys. It's great to represent, be part of the family for the week. And yeah, it's cool, man. I'm making deals. I got some sponsorships, but you know what, Ariel? I turned down a lot of money this year. I got, the biggest money sponsorships in MMA are gambling. I turned down 10 grand a month for this year. And then alcohol, turned it down. Nicotine, turn it down. Like a lot of haram things for me that I can't take. So if there's any halal businesses that don't have to do with like addictive things or whatever, reach out. I'd love to do some collabs or brand work with everybody, but just like, I don't want to push gambling, it ruins families, people, they commit suicide from that, or, really bad things happen. And I don't want to, push alcohol or drugs on anybody either.
Much respect. That is very honorable. Here we are talking about all these things on the program. So we are definitely haram here on the
Listen, everybody does them, but like for me, I thank you for letting me use your thing to mention that.
No, of course. Of course.
The only ones who have been reaching out have been the ones I can't take. So it'd be nice to just get the word out that I'm open to sponsorships. Just, it's got to be something, a little bit cleaner for me.
I love seeing the Echo brand because way back in the day when fighters could wear Echo on the shorts, they were sponsoring a lot of the guys and several from Montreal. I think Loiseau had Echo back in the day, if memory serves me correct.
Miguel Torres, that's how I met AJ.
Yes, that's right. That's
how I met AJ, and she reached out to me for this fight, so it was cool. Like I remember going to the warehouse back in the day when I was cornering Miguel Torres, and they let us take a bunch of clothes. So it's full circle moment for me here.
What are you thinking in your heart of hearts? How does the fight end?
TKO.
Okay.
I'm going to TKO. Yeah, that's what I really think. Like if I can write it, it's a KO or a TKO. That would launch me to the stratosphere, and I get the title shot. There is no doubt, because when they called me, what was interesting, Ariel?
Yeah.
When Hunter called me, he told me it's a title eliminator.
Yeah.
Then when they announced the fight during that UFC event, Joe Rogan says it's going to be a title eliminator. Dana White says, I couldn't have said it better than myself. Then a few weeks pass. One journalist asked Dana, so Aiemann said he's going to get the title if he wins the fight. And Dana's like, I don't know, we'll see. I didn't say that. And then it's like, okay, but you guys told me. So now I'm thinking how I took it it's based on performance, So it's in the realm of possibility for me as long as the performance is great. We're going for the title. If I go out there and I put on a snooze fest and I don't hurt him and I don't go for, KOs or TKOs or, give the fans a show, then they're gonna look over me. And I feel like that's just the normal UFC business. And then, now I'm saying it and no one's telling me not to say it. So I feel like, if I finish him, we're getting a title fight.
I love it.
If there's drama, we're gonna get it.
That's the right mindset. Final thing, and it's kind of going back to what we talked about at the top. Are you putting this in your mind? Are you putting this type of pressure on your shoulders? Are you truly walking in there representing Canada? Do you feel like you feel that, right? Because I would understand some people being like, no, man, I have to represent myself. That's too much. I'm just fighting for myself and my family. But this is such a unique thing as a Canadian getting to fight there. You're the only one on this card with everything that's happened, with the rivalry in sports, not from a malicious standpoint, but this would be a huge dub for the country on that lawn. And so do you take that? Do you take that pride with you? And will you be allowed to carry the flag into the cage?
Yeah, I don't usually carry a flag in the cage. I'll tell you the main reason why I don't do it is because I'm worried about somebody putting it on the ground, it getting dirty, something happening. Like I don't mess around with that. Like I want to just focus on the walk.
Okay.
But I'm definitely doing it, in part that's why my documentary is called Aiemann Zahabi for Canada. It's my thank you letter to them, for giving my parents. My dad left Lebanon with my mom 8 months pregnant with my second oldest brother. My oldest brother has a 1-year-old in the back seat with an AK-47 on his lap.
Wow.
Passing checkpoint by checkpoint when they would stop him, he'd be like, look, I got a gun, you got a gun, what do you want to do? Until he drove to Syria and then flew to Canada to have a better life. And like for Canada and Quebec to accept my parents and to educate me, teach me their languages, like I'm Canadian, man. I'm more Canadian than anything else. I have a Lebanese heritage. I'm a Muslim religiously, but I'm also representing Canada. We're a country of immigrants. That's the truth, so I'm proud to be that, and that's part of my story. So why wouldn't I want to represent them?
I love it. As they say in Quebec, bon courage. Aiemann, well done. Congratulations on this opportunity. Good luck on Sunday. Can't wait for it, and so happy that you're getting this chance, this massive stage to show the world who you are. So thank you for some time today. Good luck in the next few days. Enjoy it all as much as possible, and go get him on Sunday. Can't wait.
Thank you, man.
All right, there he is, Aiemann Zahabi of Montreal. Sean O'Malley, of course, one of the biggest stars in the sport. What an opportunity for him. As I said at the top, love both guys. Love both guys. And I'm happy you didn't ask me who I'm rooting for, because we're abstaining from that. All right, peace and love, peace and love. Huge deal for both guys. It's going to be a great scene. And one of the great things about every single fight on this card, there's only 7 fights. Every single fight on this card has an interesting storyline, has massive stakes attached. This is what you want from a big-time card. At the end of the day, this is what you want. We can argue, squabble about, could we have gone in this direction? This guy, the time to have done all of that passed a long time ago. Let's lock in here. And we'll have a longer preview tomorrow, 8 o'clock on my X and Facebook with Anthony Smith. So do check that out on Thursday night. So we've talked about other events that are happening this weekend. We spoke to Tommy Fury yesterday. He'll be competing against Eddie Hall. Glory Kickboxing has an event on Saturday. That's June 13th in Rotterdam, Netherlands. And obviously over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about Rico Verhoeven, him transitioning over from the world of kickboxing to the world of boxing, being the face of Glory for so many years, being their heavyweight champion for so many years. Well, after he left, there was a young man named Mory Kromah, a.k.a. the Black Ghost, who took that baton from Rico Verhoeven and recently won that vacant title. On Saturday, he makes his very first title defense, and he's been linked, and I'll explain why in a moment, to the world of MMA and this particular card on Sunday. So now let us speak to the pride of Belgium, the Netherlands, and of course, Guinea, the Black Ghost, Mory Kromah, kind enough to join us right here and now. Hello, Mory. How are you? I'm doing great. Great to meet you. Thank you for coming on the show. Obviously, a lot to talk to you about regarding the fight on Saturday, but I do want to also ask you about your connection to this White House card. My understanding is Ciryl Gane invited you and brought you in to help him prepare for Alex Pereira. Was that the first time you met him, or did you guys have a history? Did you train before all of this?
No, this was the first time I met Ciryl Gane, like in real life. I only saw him on his fights in the UFC. He's doing great, and I was invited by Fernand, and he told me like, "Hey, do you want to train with Ciryl Gane?" And I was really excited. It was directly yes. So I went there to Paris and trained with him.
How long did you train with him for?
So like for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
6 weeks.
For a good amount of time. And I saw
it was a long time.
Artem Vakitov was training with him as well. Were you there at the same time as Artem?
No, only one day, but we trained together, but we didn't spar together. So it was only me and Ciryl were going to sparring. They had a schedule, and I was a part of the schedule for sparring.
And I think this was very smart on Ciryl's part to try to bring in a kickboxer. We saw the trouble that Usyk had with Verhoeven. Your striking style is obviously a little bit different. And so did they ask you to recreate mannerisms, movement like Alex Pereira? Or did they just want to, see a different look and you bring that look from the world of kickboxing?
It was for them the different look, just being me, because I got great kickboxing skills. I got the boxing, I got the kicks, I got the flying knees, I got the knees, and they were really excited about the way I moved. So I just did my thing, and that was creating my own style. It was not like to be like Alex Pereira. Just be yourself and just spar. Just because they don't like surprises. So that was the kind of sparring we had. It was good for both of us.
So what was the experience like? How did you feel about it all after the 6 weeks?
It was crazy to meet Ciryl Gane and to spar with him. It was very, very, very different. You can see the movements, you can see everything. His skills is very experienced. Like a lot of it is crazy about it because I was a little bit shocked the way he was moving, but he is a kickboxer, and to fight like a kickboxer in an MMA cage is different. And for Alex Pereira, yes, he is very experienced also with kickboxing. But for me, with Cyril Gane, that was really different because his movement is out of the top. It's good.
When you say that you were a little bit shocked because he looked so good, or was it something just okay?
Yeah,
surprised
he
you?
was too good.
Wow.
Yeah, he surprised me, and he was already preparing for the fight with Alex Pereira, and he was fit. He was already fit in the beginning, and I think from now on he's in the peak.
And just curious, based on what you saw from him as a striker, would you say that he is different than your typical kickboxer, based on what you would usually see? Is there anything different about his movement, about the way he actually moves forward, the way he throws punches, kicks, etc.?
He's doing everything. He moves forward, he moves backward, he moves around. You can see it in his fights also. And he did it with me as a kickboxer. And the kickboxers right now, they move a lot. They don't stand still just in one place. They're always moving. And I can see it in Cyril Gane's game. He is a kickboxer.
Did you try a little MMA with him in the team? Did you guys do some groundwork?
Yeah. A little bit, just a little bit. But the trainer was like, no, don't do that grappling. Just keep it by kickboxing. You came here to kickbox, and that's what we wanted.
Okay. Did it pique your interest at all? Could we see you? We've seen a lot of kickboxers now have great success transitioning over from the world of kickboxing to either MMA or boxing. Is this something of interest to you?
You know, kickboxers are the best. I think the kickboxing is the basics. For me, kickboxing, if you're very good in kickboxing, you can do everything, even in boxing and even in MMA. But it sounds interesting if you see Alex Pereira, Adesanya, they came from kickboxing. If you see Cyril Gane coming from kickboxing, and Rico Verhoeven in boxing. So I can be interested for everything. You know, I'm interested for everything. But for now, I'm now at Glory, and I have to prove a lot.
It's interesting because I feel like when it comes to combat sports, MMA, boxing in particular, I feel like sometimes kickboxing gets a little bit forgotten about, ignored. But I feel like with the success recently of Pereira, Adesanya, Rico, Cedric Doumbé, guys like that, I feel like kickboxing is getting a lot more respect very recently. Do you feel that as well? Do you feel like more people, especially outside of Europe, are starting to speak of kickboxing and look at kickboxing like, you know what, maybe we need to pay a little bit more respect to this form of combat sports?
They need to respect us. I can feel it. They respect us more and more, but we need more attention for kickboxing right now at this moment, because we are doing great in everything what we do. Even in kickboxing by itself, with MMA, with boxing, we can do everything. We have a different kind of mentality if you go into fighting. It's all or nothing.
And so, as I said, you're taking the baton, so to speak, from Rico. You win the vacant title. This is your first title defense on Saturday against a man you know, Miloš, let me get this right, Cvjetićanin. You beat him back in 2024, so this is a rematch. But now, as champion, here you are getting a chance to defend your title against him. And so do you feel that pressure of trying to now become a new dominant heavyweight champion, a face for the organization? Rico was known by everyone. He leaves. There's a bit of a void. Do you feel like you need to take that baton and be that new guy for Glory now?
I got the feeling that I am the new guy. I'm already the new guy. I'm him. Nobody can cross me. And to see like what Rico did was great. I got to give him his flowers. But he left and left me behind without a fight. So for me, everything, yeah. What can I say about it? Yeah.
Were you disappointed when he left?
Yeah, I was really disappointed because he promised me after my viral knockout versus Bahram Rashabzadeh, he said the winner of the tournament can fight me, but he left to fight with Usyk.
I remember that knockout, and I remember seeing the likes of Snoop Dogg and The Rock and Anthony Joshua. I'll give you props. That went nuclear, this knockout here. Snoop Dogg giving you props. The Rock writing on the Instagram page, what a fight. Are you friends with these guys, or they just happened to see it and show you love?
No, they showed me love. They showed me love, and
wow,
it was a great feeling to have them commenting on my fight, because I'm a big fan of the WWE. So if you see like The Rock commenting on your fight, and to see Snoop Dogg, the rap legend, posting on his Instagram, it's a big feeling. I did what I have to do.
Yeah, and so. When you say that, like, he promised you and all that, did you ever reach out to him and say, like, yo, man, what about the deal? What about our arrangement that you would fight me? Did you ever call him out on this?
Rico?
Yeah, with Rico.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did in a good way. And I said, I'm coming for your white ass.
And what did he say?
He said nothing.
Wow. And where was this?
I was surprised. I was surprised about it. It happened on Glory 103 in August 2025.
Okay, and so when did he leave? He left. When was it? Like maybe October, November of 2025?
Yeah. So something. Yeah. So something like November, October. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when he left, did you call him out again?
I did it.
No.
I did it again. No answer because he had bigger plans.
Sure.
Fight with Usyk or Ngannou, and I saw a little bit with Anthony Joshua, but then a thing happened with his friends, the accident. So, yeah, I don't know about this business, but yeah, for me, he left me.
Were you surprised that he did so well against Usyk?
No, I wasn't really surprised because kickboxers, Rico showed it again, that we can do everything if it's about combat sports. He did a great job. 11 rounds with the best boxer at the moment, with Usyk.
Did you think he was winning?
Everybody, what did you say?
Did you think he was winning the fight? I thought he was winning before the stoppage.
Yeah, he was winning. For me, he was winning.
Yeah.
He got. I think for me, it was like 8 out of the 11.
Yeah.
11th round was for Rico, for me, yeah.
Do you think he can have success as a heavyweight in boxing, or do you think that part of the success came because no one really knew what he was going to bring to the table?
He will have success in boxing. I got trust in it because the way he was boxing, he was the distance, the fast jabs, a lot of jabs I saw, the overhooks, they were great, and the conditioning, the stamina is different. If you go kickboxing for 5 rounds and in 3 minutes, it's different than 11 rounds in 3 minutes and a lot of boxing.
So you won the last heavyweight standing tournament several months ago, but correct me if I'm wrong, before that, just a few months before that, you break your jaw in a motorcycle accident in Thailand?
I didn't break my jaw. I lost my teeth and like the little scars.
Oh,
here.
damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was in Thailand just on vacation by myself. I was on a bike and a car in the crossroad, and he just crossed me. And I was normally in my right. I'm in my right. He made a mistake. He didn't saw me. That's what the driver said. And yeah, my head in the window, and I was laying on the bed in the hospital. For me, it was something crazy because I was thinking about the tournament in December. I was like, no, I have to fight because I need the money. I need to change my life. I need to show the people that I deserve to be the champion.
And so what was this? Like, what did you suffer here, this scar? What happened?
These are just the scars from the windshield because my head was... Yeah, because my head was in the window of the car.
Oh my!
The side window.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a lot more. I think here also.
Oh my dear! Here. Wow. How long were you in the hospital for?
For 4 days.
4 days. How many teeth did you lose?
2, and a few were very very broken because now I got new teeth.
Okay, and they look great, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was there concern that you wouldn't be able to fight in the tournament or maybe never fight again?
Yeah, they were very concerned about is Mory going to fight in the tournament. I said yes, but my trainers was like, we have to stay in reality, and in this condition you can fight right now. But there was a surprise. They scheduled the tournament later in February.
Okay, and so you win it in February. When did the accident happen?
In October, 1 October,
Jeez.
2025.
That's like 4 months.
Yeah, I know. I'm crazy.
You are crazy. And how did your body feel after the tournament?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Very, very, very exhausted. It was, I think, I fought the tournament not even that 100%. I wasn't 100%. I can give myself like 60% of everything what I can do because I know I can show more. I was improving everything. Like everything was going better. The weights, the boxing were better, the kicks. But then the accident happened. For me, it was mentally a little bit down because I'm mentally very strong. I believe in myself like 100%, like 1,000%. And that moment, it was for me shocking. It was a shock to have that moment on that time before the great tournament in kickboxing.
And perhaps I know you're no stranger to overcoming adversity. As I said, you're from Guinea. Your mom raises you. How many siblings do you have?
I got 1 brother and 2 sisters, and I got 4 other half brothers.
Okay, and my understanding is your upbringing, like you lived in a rough part of the country.
Yeah, in Guinea-Conakry, in the capital.
Would you get into fights? Like, what was so difficult about it?
No, I was born in Netherlands. I was born in the Netherlands. I lived here, and I was only doing soccer. You can say that in American.
Yeah.
But for us, it's football.
Yeah.
But then in the age of 14, I moved to Belgium, and I lived there till like the past year. Now I'm living back in the Netherlands. And like the living with my mom was really very tough. She worked a lot. She was even with working, she was even going to school. She did both. So to put like shoes on my feet and buy some clothes, whatever I wanted. As a little child, if you go to the store, you were like, yeah, I want this, but you can't get everything. So it was very tough. Like in my back in the days, if I have it in mind, like in my head, it was a crazy time.
Winning that belt, did it feel like, to a degree, you made it? Like you were able to finally realize your dreams, or do you not feel that way just yet?
It was a dream. Before I started with kickboxing, I said, I want to go there. I want to go to glory. I want to be the champion. I just wanted to be a champion. In the beginning, we had in the Netherlands was Infusion, the startup, the talents coming from there. And then when they grew up and improved, they go to glory, to the bigger stage of kickboxing. So I was a champion in the Infusion, in the light heavyweight. Then came into the glory as a light heavyweight, but ended as a heavyweight champion. So like this fast is crazy.
I saw the reception that you got when you came back home after winning the belt. This is amazing stuff. How did this feel when you had all these people there waiting for you? Look at this reception here. This is incredible.
That's crazy.
Where is this?
Great. They was in Antwerp.
Oh my gosh.
Belgium. Yeah, it was very crazy to see my family, friends, even friends from back in the days in the Netherlands where I grew up. Everybody was there. Everybody was celebrating. Everybody was happy. I gave them a speech. In my mind, they deserved the speech. Mm-hmm. They deserved the speech, and this kind of moment to have it in their lives. For me, it was a great moment, and for them was also a great moment to see somebody in the group, in the family, doing good things in life.
You mentioned you're a WWE fan, which I appreciate. I could see that with your walkouts, with the masks that you wear and whatnot. You have a real flair for the dramatic, the showmanship. This is great stuff. Where does this come from? Like, what do these masks represent? And there you are dancing on the way to the ring.
Yeah, that's just my vibe. Just if I dance, I'm feeling very confident about everything what I do. That's my thing to come in. I like to give a show. I love to give a show when I come up. I like the, even when I fight, the show must to go on. And the mask, it's just me. It just, in the start of kickboxing, it was always the black ghost, black ghost, black ghost. For me, it's just simple, but I want to make something, I want to do something different. And just to put, just like a mask. I was on a vacation and I saw a mask and I was like, I need that mask. It combines with my name, Black Ghost. And then I did. From day one till now, I'm always wearing a mask when I come up.
Who gave you that nickname, Black Ghost?
Myself.
Okay, why?
It was different because nobody calls themselves like Black Ghost. It was always, it was always the Black King, the you can see everything about black, but Black Ghost is very exclusive.
This video that I saw of you pulling 2 sports cars, is this real or is this some kind of like fake AI stuff, this right here?
That does AI stuff. It was great work for my cameraman.
Yes.
But the cars are real. The cars are real, but the thing was just AI. Yeah.
What? I don't think it was AI. I saw Mike Tyson there at the face-off yesterday. How about that? Was that cool?
That was not. Nah, that was cool. That was great to see a legend in real life. To see Mike Tyson in real life, and that's unbelievable because I could never imagine that I will meet Mike Tyson in real life. For me, it was something special. It was really special to see him. And right before my fight, the important day, Saturday is my important day. I will defend my belt, and to see Mike Tyson, it gives me another energy.
And by the way, I mean, he's not just there to hang out with you. He's there for your fight. Like, what an honor that is to have Mike Tyson there facing you off ahead of your title fight. It's all coming together for you.
Yeah, for me, it is great. But to see a legend like Mike Tyson, it could be more. I want more. If I could see another superstar on the sideline, it would be always great to see a lot of superstars on the side, in the VIPs, on the VIP, and watching your fight.
How do you win on Saturday?
I went on Saturday.
How will you win? Yeah.
I want a knockout. I need the knockout. I really need the knockout. The man, Miloš, is hard. He's like a Chinese wall. But I will make him vulnerable like a glass. Put him on the ground. There
it is.
I need the knockout. I really need the knockout. I need more than that because it's just the beginning for me. I'm now the champion. I will still be the champion after 13th of June. I need more challenges. I need more. I really need more challenges because I need to prove to the world that I'm a bad motherfucker.
I think a lot of people already know that, but I understand and I appreciate the desire that you have in you. What about on Sunday? What do you think happens between Cyril and Alex?
I think Cyril will win. I believe in him. I believe that Cyril will win. With his kickboxing skills and his movement, he will win from Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is way above his weight. Coming from middleweight and doing the light heavyweight and then become heavyweight.
Too much?
In a short time, in a short time, I think it's too much for Alex Pereira. It's too much. He's a great fighter, a great knockout artist, but I think for me, it is too much for him.
You see his body? What do you think of how his body looks?
I think for me, it's not sharp.
Okay.
Like if you see the body of Cyril Gane, if you see like he's a real heavyweight, but for Alex Pereira, it's just eating and training. You can move like that as a heavyweight. You can.
Okay, so this is going to be very interesting. And then if all goes according to how you say it's going to go, then we get Cyril versus Tom Aspinall. I'm sure Cyril is very fired up. He wants that fight again, right?
He told me that. He wants Tom Aspinall. He wants him. Because it ended bad the last time, but he wants to do it better the next time. And I believe he can do that. If he beats Alex Pereira, he will beat Alex Pereira, and then have to go to Tom Aspinall to win the UFC champion.
By the way,
he has to.
As far as your ties, you have ties to Netherlands, ties to Belgium. Who are you rooting for in the World Cup?
Me? For Portugal.
Portugal?
I'm with Cristiano Ronaldo.
But I'm
a Ronaldo fan.
Above your countries, you have ties to these countries. You live there.
Yeah, I know. I'm rooting for both, but I'm really rooting for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo, for me.
He was supposed to be suspended, and they changed some things so he could play. You saw that, right? He got the red card,
Yeah, I know, but we can't miss Ronaldo on his last World Cup.
No,
we can't do it. We can't do that. Like the World Cup is like 4 years after and after, because you can lose him. You have 3 legends in this World Cup: Neymar, Messi, and Cristiano Ronaldo. We can't miss them in this last World Cup for them.
So you get the knockout on Saturday. You do the Sui in honor of Ronaldo's last World Cup in the ring?
Yeah, I will do Sui.
Okay, I love it. I look forward to it. Congratulations on all your success. Good luck on Saturday, Mory. Really great to meet you, and hopefully we'll do this again in the future.
No, thank you. We will.
Okay.
I will see you soon again.
I look forward to it.
We will have an interview again.
Okay, I look forward to that. All the best to you. There he is.
Yeah, me too.
The Black Ghost, Mory Kromah, brought in as a secret weapon of sorts for one Cyril Gane. He also brought in another kickboxer who has some experience in the world of MMA, Contender Series experience to be exact. That would be Artem Vakitov. And I do want to let you know, I had it here, and then I closed it. I want to let you know Collision 9, that's Glory Collision 9, will also feature an 8-man, one-night Grand Prix to decide the next Glory Light Heavyweight World Champion. It's available on pay-per-view on DAZN, ppv.com, great platform, or glorykickboxing.com is where you could get the full global listing. So ppv.com, no sign up required, no subscription, or if you're already a DAZN subscriber, you could get it via DAZN as far as DAZN PPV is concerned. In a matter of moments, and we can bring him over, we're going to be joined by Killer Kross, formerly known as Karrion Kross. We've had him in studio now a couple of times, and the last time we spoke to him, of course, was right after SummerSlam. What a time that was. 2025, he wrestled 10 times. Since leaving WWE, he's already wrestled 25 times. He's competing in MLW. He's got a match this Saturday at the old ECW arena, the 2300 arena in Philadelphia, against our old friend Matthew Riddle. And he does a great job on his YouTube channel. He's got a new video that came out, very much mixing the world of shoot, kayfabe, all that stuff and more. He's a fascinating dude. You may recall SummerSlam last year, everyone going crazy for him and his wife Scarlett. And everyone thought that this was going to be, a fait accompli. He was going to re-sign. All good. And even when he came in studio, even when he was sitting next to me, I thought, yeah, of course he's going to announce that, he's back. This is all good. Or maybe they're going to do the thing where he's out and he's going to show up. Never happened. And I think a lot of people actually didn't believe it at first. But he was telling us the truth. And after speaking to him for a few minutes, I started to realize, okay, this is a real thing. And so he's done some great things with MLW since then. He won their heavyweight title back in January after winning a 40-man battle royal. And like I said, he's competing this weekend for MLW Saturday, to be specific, ECW Arena. It's now known as the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. That will air live on YouTube, Veeps, and BN Sports. It's Killer Kross versus Matt Riddle 2. And the man himself, the inimitable Killer Kross is here. Yes, there he is. He's back.
There he is.
There he is. How are you, sir?
Very
Great
good.
to see you.
Good to see you.
How's everything?
Very
Oh, hello. Scarlett is here too?
My manager, my publicist.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah.
What did you just say? Sorry?
I'm hanging out.
You're hanging out.
She's hanging
Okay.
out.
I had no. This is like an impromptu hello. Please, can you give her a seat? This is a legend in our. Okay, there's your seat right there. Great to see. Let me shake Scarlett's hand. I don't want to be rude. Don't worry, we're live. We're live. Great to meet you. Great to meet you. I've seen you guys did interviews with other people together. I guess I don't get that distinction. I
Oh
don't get
boy,
that.
now you got heat.
Well, I'm just saying. It's okay. Welcome. Take a load off, put your feet up. It's great to see you. It's great to see you as well. How are you?
I'm doing very good, man.
It's good to see you back here in this spot because as I was just saying when you were walking over, man, last time we spoke was August, right after SummerSlam.
Yep.
I still didn't believe that it was all true.
Understandable.
And I remember your demeanor that day.
Yeah.
Like you looked, if you don't mind me saying, like you looked a little bit stressed, a little sleep deprived.
Oh, yeah.
You did not look like this.
Yep.
You look healthy. You look happy. You look tan. Completely different human being, smiling.
Yep.
How would you describe that guy who was sitting here in August?
Well, truth be told, it's what you said. I was crushed. I wasn't sure how to feel about everything. It's like you have this dream, as a kid to be somewhere, and you really, really feel like you're supposed to be there. And you know what's working and you know what doesn't, but you're willing to try to keep making it work. And so I just didn't expect how things would pan out. And I mean, basically, dude, everything is so good right now. I can't even be mad or frustrated about how things have happened. I've had experiences in my life since August that would have not happened had I stayed.
Like what?
Well, for one, performing in front of my mother. Everyone knows by now, my mother is a cancer survivor. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very happy for you.
The first time she got to see me perform post all of the treatments was MLW Battle Riot. As a professional wrestler, you want as much time as they will give you in the ring. That night, I had like an hour and a half. That's like the boyhood dream story. First man into the Battle Riot, last man standing, you win the title, bleeding all over the place. Then there's mom in the front row, and I can dedicate the performance to her right then and there. It means everything. Put the title on my mother's shoulder. Aside from that, I've been to like 6 new countries this year. I'm, visiting new cultures, learning about new places. I mean, it's almost like I just let it all go. I let it be what it is and just get present and appreciate the moment.
How long did that take to get to that point?
It was ups and downs, man. Like whenever I was at a wrestling show, I was good because you get in front of the crowd, you do all the meet and greets, you're there at the beginning of the show, you're getting all the feedback, people telling you how they feel about what's going on, how they felt about your performances, what they're looking forward to seeing you doing in the future. So like I'm good at the shows, but sometimes during the week, sometimes you're questioning like, what is this? When is it going to go away? How long is it going to stay good like this? And I've had people that even care about me tell me, this is many months ago, they were like, hey, like don't burn any bridges because, this big boom that you have in the independents, it could go away. And it hasn't gone away. It's actually gotten bigger and better. And we're going to all these different countries to perform all over the place. Like even I was thinking, oh, surely maybe things would kind of taper off, right? Because it does for everybody. But I think my situation, to me at least, it feels different because of the nature of my exit and how people were with me and people could see through what was going on, and a lot of the feedback, like I said, at the meet and greets, people expressing frustration, people expressing support. And then there's like a lot of people too that are coming to these shows that have never seen a wrestling show live. They're casuals that maybe just found wrestling on Netflix. Now they're coming to see Scarlett and I or some other people that are on the show. They're learning about the indies. It's affordable tickets. They could sit the entire family in the front row. So it's so much, dude. I mean, I could just do a 3-hour thing just based on that.
I appreciate that. And I can see it again. It's exuding off of you. I am curious, on television, it didn't seem like, towards the end of the run, it didn't seem like you were lacking confidence, but you weren't very active. I think it was 10 matches in 2025. Yeah. I think you've already done 25 in 26, so you've obviously been a lot more active. But in the aftermath, I'm sure there's a part of you thinking like, what the hell? What went wrong? Is the confidence back? Did it ever leave? And like, did it take a hit and now you had to build it back up?
The confidence in my own abilities never took a hit. I was always starving for, a particular opportunity. Like there are opportunities afforded every single week, right? Whether they be in the ring, backstage, media, or, you know, just an opportunity to learn something new. Backstage is a whole other environment aside from like what's going on live. Like you and I have talked about it, you know, sitting in the truck and learning about television formatting, or, you know, if a writer has time, like a lead writer who's been in the company for 10 to 20 years, picking their brain, you know, what goes into, you know, getting here and how do you guys build it? But I was really very much, I knew the opportunity that I needed was substance of character. That is really what pulls people in pro wrestling. Once you've watched it for a long time, once you've gotten through the high spots and the acrobatics and all of that stuff, all the wonderful things that take place in the ring, people are looking for substance of character. And if you don't have that, then you're going to kind of pale in comparison to some of the other performances and, you know, the other things going on in the show. And that really was not coming together, you know, even with my best efforts. So.
And when you say that wasn't coming together, why do you think that is?
I just think that there was, when they were formatting the show, they just have other players they're running with.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they delegate a lot of the time and the creativity and the resources, and they allocate all that to the certain players that they're running with, regardless of where you're at. You know, they make a commitment to run and finish these stories, and then somebody gets hurt and then somebody else comes in. It's just a lot of moving parts. And so regardless of whether or not the audience is with you, a lot of times, and we've seen this for 2 or 3 decades in every single wrestling company, when they've got their mind set, 99% of the time, they're going to run with that no matter what.
Was it annoying that you were living this, that you were clearly a little bit frustrated and upset with how it turned out, and people didn't believe that it was real?
A little bit of that was frustrating. There were times where I thought, you know what, maybe I can turn this into something fun for them. You know, I always try to put a positive spin on things, you know, like not to like a delusional degree. I mean, if something's bad, it's bad, right? If something's negative, it's no good. But there were times where I thought maybe I could lean into it. And then I thought, you know what, out of the respect for people who do get released and get fired or lose their jobs, I think it would probably come off as distasteful if I leaned into it. But it was frustrating. But as I hit the independents and started going all over the place, people began to realize like, oh, you know, this is totally for real.
Those first few shows, and you left already, we talked about that, so you know what it's like to be in and to be out. But when you're back competing against, you know, in front of, I don't know, 1,000 people, 500 people, what does that do to the ego? When you're in a locker room that's not really a locker room, you know, some of those venues aren't exactly Madison Square Garden.
Sure.
So how do you feel? How do you react to that?
So this is going to sound crazy, but to me, I was never interested in being seen by the world like without being able to show my best hand. Like if you work at Madison Square Garden and you work in front of 20 or 30 or 40,000 people, and they're telling you can't do this and you can't do that, and there's just this very small window of stuff that you know is really not going to land with the audience, that never really did it for me. For some people it did, you know, to go out there for 7 minutes and get murked, and they could say they worked in front of 20 to 40,000 people. Sometimes that is important, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I would rather work in front of a smaller audience and give them my absolute best so they know this is the guy we think he is. He's a great performer, and when the handcuffs are off, this is what he can do. That sends a message to the audience, whether it's 500, 1,000, 2,000 people, that in front of 20 to 40,000 people, he could have done this, but he wasn't allowed to for whatever reasons.
Afterwards, like in the immediate aftermath, did anyone call you? Were there any conversations to try to fix this, or was it silence?
From the office, from like the original points of contact, no, there was nothing.
Okay.
But I stayed in touch with quite a few people who are still with the company. We're not going to put them on blast.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm pretty well informed about, you know, what goes on. So, and I just leave it at that out of respect for everybody.
Is there any sort of feeling of, I don't know if vindication is the right word, but let's be honest, I think a lot of people are a little bit down on the product right now. I repeatedly use the word soulless, others as well. I saw Bubba Ray Dudley on Busted Open saying that he's bored.
I just saw that.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, it's cyclical. The business is cyclical, so there's ups and downs. I think they'll figure it out. But, you know, I feel like you were sort of a byproduct of all of that, in the sense that like they had something that was really special with the two of you and didn't know how to actually utilize it and run with it. Do you feel any sort of indication like, look, maybe it wasn't me. It's really a sign of what's going on over there and what's not working?
That was the general consensus with everyone I spoke to at the time, and still currently right now. I mean, there is there's new players involved behind the scenes, and I think the politest way I can put it, I think when you acquire something that is so lucrative, you automatically think that you understand it because it all reads logistically on paper like any business plan. But professional wrestling as a market and its fans are not like any other market on the planet. I mean, the audience is supposed to be a part of this. They're not, I even said it, in the documentary that I just did, and I don't know how else to say it, but you don't want to treat the audience like they're background actors. Like if they're not cheering for the person that you want them to cheer for, you don't turn up, the volume, or boos, or this is awesome chant where it didn't land. You don't do that. Like when the audience likes something, let them like it. When they don't like something, let them dislike it. Don't alienate them. And, when they have something to say that they don't like, online, there's no need to say that your voices don't matter. This is your consumer market, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to treat them like consumers. And by the way, you are producing something for them. So if they don't like it, this is invaluable information. You don't have to say it doesn't matter. Now, not everyone's going to like what you produce. I understand that. And, Nick Nemeth and I were talking about this. There's such thing as toxic criticism. And so nobody cares for that. Doesn't matter who you are. But I think there's a better way to address all of this. And I don't necessarily think it's totally simple, but I think that it starts with, giving the crowd some validation.
Do you watch it?
If I'm home, yes.
You don't go out of your way?
Well, I don't come home to watch it because I'm usually working or training, right?
Sure.
So I'm almost never home. And that's not a bad thing. I like being busy. I like spending time with family. I got family all over the United States and Canada. But I do keep up with it. My friends, I follow all their performances.
Of course.
So.
I would have bet my life you would have showed up on AEW, the two of you, at some point. Did you ever speak to them?
This is what I will say.
Okay. Don't kayfabe me here.
You're good.
Yeah,
you're
come
good,
on.
and you're good. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Tony, and he knows that. And I prefer to keep those conversations private out of respect for Tony and myself.
Okay. Is there a door that's still open?
I think it's always been open.
Okay.
I think it's always been open.
What the hell's taking so long here? Did you have a non-complete compete?
No, I didn't.
You could have showed up the next day.
Sort of.
What do you mean?
Well, I was booked out all the way until into the new year from 2026. Like I filled up my schedule immediately, and I'm very serious about my commitments. The only time I'm ever going to pull out of a commitment is like if there's something going on in my family or like something's wrong with me. So I am, my schedule is what it is, and I'm not one of those guys that wants to just drop a title or go missing because a big opportunity comes up. I feel like that tells the local fans that paid to see you and cheered for you and put you in a position to carry a title like, hey, thanks for all your money and thanks for all the support. There's more money over here, so I'm just going to dip and leave this belt on the ground. I don't like doing that. I really, really don't. So if everything aligns,
okay,
I think anything is possible.
Are you longing for that? Or if this lasts for a few years, you're okay?
I'm happy, dude.
Okay.
And quite frankly, super financially stable. When I was in WWE, I did my best to study the business model. I've always said that. I looked at how they treated the talents like, a return on investment, obviously, but like how they would monetize individual lanes of revenue. And so what I've been doing since I've been a free agent is I've been making contact with a lot of independent vendors and building those lanes myself. So just cutting out the middleman, the super platform, so to speak, that just broadcasts you out to the world and being like, here's my platform, here's what I have. And so I'm not reliant on just doing wrestling shows. And this is something that I've been trying to teach indie guys. And I know it's very hard when you're unknown. That might not work, it might not be available. But if you've been broadcasted to the world by some sort of super company, or even like a strong streaming service, like, or even some of the YouTube wrestling shows like Defy, House of Glory. A lot of people in the United States know about those. You potentially could make contact with some of these vendors and get a deal going. You actually can. Or if you have representation, you can do that too. So like, if I go to any company, whether it be anywhere, the story has to be there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the most important pitch before we even talk about money and availability. So.
Do you do this yourself?
Yes.
You don't have someone speaking on your behalf, an agent, a manager?
I have several people who could, but I try to be available and personable because I think that helps.
Okay.
But
you prefer that?
I prefer it, yeah.
When you were doing the stuff with WWE, was it you on the front lines or did you have someone speaking on your behalf?
It was me on the front lines because I assumed I was going to be speaking with Hunter. I didn't want to disrespect him by saying I'm going to put somebody in front of me. You know what I mean? After I had worked for him, on and off for 5 years.
Yeah.
We've always had a rapport. I saw him every week. I thought that would look odd to him and sort of like a slight if I were just to say, hey, talk to my guy. So
And
it's
you didn't hear from him?
No.
Even in the aftermath?
No.
Does that bother you?
It did. It did. But I just try to tell myself that there are things going on that are so strange that might not occur to you, that perhaps he's no longer in a position to speak to the talent anymore once they exit. Because I'm not an isolated situation. And it's not at all to throw shade at him at all, but I don't think anyone understands the nature of his position. I think everyone just thinks he's just the boss and there's nothing attached to that. I think there's a whole new hierarchy of things above him that he has to answer to, and perhaps maybe he's even told not to contact the talent afterwards.
Really?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. It's all a lot of maybes, right? But it did bother me. I will tell you, it bothered me very, very much.
As someone who was, again, a byproduct of, I think, maybe his best run when people were really believing like, wow, this guy is a great booker. I still believe that he's a great booker, head of creative, whatever you want to call him.
Same.
I was on Eric Bischoff's podcast last week, and I was like, I don't know where to place the blame, but I feel like there are things happening above him and pressures and whatnot that tie his hands. Because I don't understand how you could be so good at it 2 years ago, 2023 on fire, 2024 was great, that WrestleMania in Philly, and then now the product is what it is. And so what do you think? You know him better than me. Do you think that he is being forced to do certain things that he wouldn't have done when he was, off on the side doing his own thing with NXT? Or do you think that maybe he lost his fastball, as they say?
If I had to guess, I would say that there are people who call things in and he has to make the best of what they want to play out on television and the PLEs. Mm-hmm. That's just my guess. And I base that on pattern recognition. And that's a thing that has become very prevalent, especially with Gen Z. When it comes to entertainment, if you're creating something episodic with continuity, when continuity fails, there's a red light that goes off. People go, what happened here? Especially with wrestling. Back in the day, you'd hear about guys on punishment booking. Well, suddenly this push is killed. And then you hear months later he got in trouble outside of wrestling, so they didn't feel like they could depend on him, or he hurt somebody, he dropped somebody in the head or something. Now that there's new players involved, when there's a failure of continuity and people don't like it, it removes people from the suspension of disbelief, that entertainment, you know what I mean? I don't think that's him. He has his own patterns that I think were aligned with what the audience mostly wanted to see, and that's speaking as a person who used to work for him. And I knew when he could call all of his shots, and I had an idea of when he couldn't. And to me, this looks like a situation where he can't call all of his shots, and I don't mean that disrespectfully at all.
And I'm not trying to get you to talk smack on it. I just love hearing your thoughts on the business because I feel like you're very cerebral and analytical when it comes to this, and obviously have studied this for so long. So it's fascinating to be able to pick your brain. So I don't know what you're going to say, good, bad, or the other for the audience out there. I am curious what you thought of WrestleMania.
Look, it's a great event.
You just answered my question right there. That was yes. Be honest. Thank you, Scarlett. Yeah. Be honest. Yes. Thank you, Scarlett. Great manager there, guiding you.
There were strange things that happened. I thought just from a spectator's viewpoint. I wasn't there. I don't know what goes into it, but some of the decisions I thought were like a bit strange. I thought Randy going over would have been awesome, and maybe Cody staying on the chase or something. At one point I thought, man, a perfect main event would have been like a fatal four-way between maybe Drew kept the belt. He goes in, he's got everything to prove. Cody's chasing it. Randy's there. If he wins it, his number goes up, and then you would have thrown Sammy in. Sammy has a chance to dethrone three of the top people at once, and then they just didn't do any of that. And they did belt back to Cody, and then, it was absolutely certainly not bad, but it just felt odd just watching on the outside.
The commercials.
Yeah.
The lack of, ring time, no backstage vignettes.
I thought the matches felt short.
Yes, they were short. Actually, actually statistically, they were very short. Historically short.
Yeah.
Punk Roman I thought was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was great. The walkouts were great, but even like the stage, everything just felt a little bit off to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I've overused this word talking about this subject, but it just kind of felt soulless and empty. It didn't feel special like WrestleMania.
I've had a fear for a long time that, and this is long before I was in WWE. I always thought to myself, like, there are so many people that watch pro wrestling, specifically WWE, and it's broadcasted globally, right? And I just thought one day somebody could come around, and if the price is right and the right people get into the position, they could use that platform to broadcast other things for third-party deals. And I feel like it's kind of like everything's kind of going in that direction, right? Like, and mind you, they need sponsors, they need endorsements, they need all of that. It's money coming in, it goes into the program, profits, etc. We can go into all that. I'm not saying it's wrong or evil, but sometimes it kind of sucks to see so much wrestling get washed out for ad revenue.
Yeah.
I understand it's absolutely necessary. I understand, but man, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yes, it was a lot. And on the flip side, and I have no skin in the game here. I'm not trying to get a job with anyone. I'm just telling it like it is.
Yeah.
On the flip side, the guys who work with me, they went to Double or Nothing at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, the AW show Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this one. I will be honest, I don't watch every single one. There's a lot for me to watch. I loved it. And what jumped out at me was it just all flowed. There were no breaks. It was match after match after match, interview here. The action was great. Did I think it was a little bit long? Yeah, maybe. I'm getting old. I'm past my bedtime. But I thought it was like great action. It was great. The matches were fun. The stories were great. It felt very different from what I saw at WrestleMania. Did you watch that?
No, I did not. I saw the highlights.
Wrong answer. You got to. No, I'm
I gotta
kidding.
be honest.
I appreciate you being honest.
I gotta be honest.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
You heard about it.
Yes, of course I did. It was everywhere in my newsfeed.
Sure.
Yeah.
You versus MJF is some kind of feud.
I would love it. I thought him and I were going to work 2018 at AAW. To me, it was so obvious that he was going to land where he has landed now. Like, if you love wrestling and you understand what he's doing and you can see what his inspirations are, I just knew that on the independents, all he needed was a story. You give him a mic and he can romance the audience into whatever he wants. Would love to step in the ring with him.
While we're checking off the boxes, did you talk to TNA?
I have spoken with many people.
Okay. Be honest. Be honest.
I've spoken with many people from all places.
Is there anything in the works at the moment? You don't have to tell us who, what, where, but are you talking to anyone? And I don't want to disrespect MLW because I know you're very happy there. But as far as like those promotions are concerned with the national TV deals.
I've been available for conversations with anybody and everybody, and I've always kept it that way. There's no bad blood with me or anybody anywhere. My phone is always on for those conversations. So, that's how I should put that.
Okay. And I'm curious, are you tied to any promotion, maybe MLW, exclusively to where right now you aren't open for business?
Nope. I've been very upfront with everyone, and I've said at this present time, I am interested in staying free agent. That doesn't mean that I'm just going to dip out like I was telling you earlier.
Sure.
I wouldn't do that. It's disrespectful to the audience, the company, to the guys in the locker room. When you go out there and you compete, you're exchanging equity. To just absorb all the equity out of a place and to just, leave a title on the ground and split, that's no good. It's not good. So I think MLW has their trust in me to always do the right thing no matter what, and I've exercised that. So I haven't signed any sort of exclusive contract anywhere, and I just do my best to balance everything out. Like, there have been a lot of companies that have contacted me and asked me to take belts. If I can't make the show, that's not something I want to do. So I'm being mindful of that.
From a business standpoint, is it possible that you can make more outside of WWE doing this than within WWE?
Depending on what you're offered from them, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Are you reaching that point?
Yes.
Okay.
I was there right away.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I knew my market value in the middle of the conversation that I was having with them, which is why I proceeded confidently with how I tried to discuss things with them, because I was prepared to show them all of that and talk about that and demonstrate all that. But as you know, we talked. They just said it was irrelevant.
Yeah.
So, it's important to know that. And, I just remember people saying, like, this, like I was saying, like, this might not last forever. Well, neither can a contract. Like if they can terminate at any point for any reason, really all you're guaranteed is 90 days of pay when you're on a non-compete.
Yeah.
People hear 3-year, 5-year, 10-year contract. For any reason, if they just decide to go in another direction, that's a wrap.
Wild. That is wild.
No one ever thinks about it like that.
Because in the world of UFC, the clause is usually if you're coming off a loss, they can cut you. So if you win 7 in a row and they hate you, they can't cut you. But if you get that one loss under your belt, now you're free to be cut. So these guys who celebrate, 10-fight deals, 8-fight deals, you can lose the first one on that deal and be cut. But you can't leave after the first one, right? You can't. So it's all in their favor. And so when I heard that about Kofi and Xavier Woods, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. I called them right away. I spoke with them, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
Okay. Man, when you hear all this stuff, is there a part of you that's like, man, you know what? This was all a blessing. I'm so happy I'm not there.
This was one of the best things that ever happened to me in my entire life. I look you dead in the face and I tell you the truth, dude, for real. Like, I feel more fulfilled now performing because I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can really do. I don't want to go out there and risk everything, potentially everything, for something to go wrong and not be able to perform at my best. I would resent myself for doing that. And you do that for so long, and you tell yourself that you're on your way to getting somewhere and it's all going to pay off and they respect it. And then this thing happens to me, right? And everything goes upside down. But then you see, old energy leaves, new energy enters. You got to be open to it. You got to be receptive to it. So
it's kind of a trip, honestly, because I remember looking at you in August and being like, man, I felt for you.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I felt bad because I didn't believe you at first. I'll be 100% honest. And then I saw it in your eyes. Like I saw the pain in your eyes.
Yeah.
And then I found out about your mother as well. Yeah. I'm a mama's boy. I love my mom more than anything on this planet. And so I felt your pain. And I think I reached out to you about that. And I was so happy. I mean, there's not, moms are the best. And so to go through all of this at the same time, I'm sure you didn't care about anything business-wise for a moment. You just care about your mom and wanting to make her, back to 100%. And so how, do you feel in retrospect like you dealt with it the right way, or did you feel like at one point you were breaking? How were you? That's a lot to handle for one human being.
It was a lot, man. Now that I'm kind of on the other side of it, it was very heavy, and I just tried to keep things in perspective. Like I tried to tell myself, my mother gave me this life. How does she want me to spend it? Does she want me to spend it grieving that this is happening to her, or does she want me out there living? When she needs me, am I available to be there? Yes, always, anytime, every time. So I just tried to make the best of every day, one day at a time while she was going through that. A lot of people don't understand, like when you have a relative, especially, your mother or your father is going through that, in a parallel, you go through it with them, right? Mm-hmm. It's not exactly the same, but there's your own thing of suffering that's happening during that time. And it was very difficult for many weeks to lock in on what needed to be done. Your head is almost, you have one foot in the door with her and then one foot sort of with this person that's in front of you, and you're struggling to stay present and have a conversation. It was very difficult, but I just tried to remain positive. I prayed a lot.
Are you usually a prayer?
Yeah, I grew up very spiritual. I had a strong faith. In my early 20s, I had a friend of mine who was my age pass away from a heart attack. He was taking a medication at the time, and it created a complication. He passed. And then, I just had a series of events in my life that happened where I think for me, people Christians gave Christianity sort of like a bad name, so to speak. I allowed certain people trying to explain things poorly to me reflect on the entire idea of the afterlife and how everything works and why God does what he does. And I was like, F this, Then I had a series of miracles that I was not looking for, that I did not ask for, happen to me in my late 20s. And I kind of turned back the clock on that, and I found my way back to it. And that's something I've always been very private about. It's not something I ever beat anybody over the head with. But, and then strange things happened. Like I had friends that were, of different religions, and we'd get together and have conversations about intersecting ideologies and philosophies and theologies and stuff like that. And I leaned a lot on that with what was, happening with my mother, and she did too. And I believe that it helped.
Wow. When you say miracles, can I ask what you mean?
one time I was a passenger in a car accident. I was in the front row. We hit a sheet of black ice, and I went through the windshield. I broke through my seatbelt. I had like a little bit of glass in my head, but I had like no like severe damage whatsoever. And the paramedics kept asking me, "Are you sure you were the guy in the car?" I have had tons of stuff like that. I've had paranormal stuff happen too, and everyone's going to think that I'm making it up because my wife is a paranormal show. But like, if you've had paranormal experiences, it's not unusual to hear about
Talking
them.
ghosts and stuff like that?
Yeah. I had a visitation from my grandfather who had passed.
Wow.
And he had hugged me, and I felt that. I mean, it's...
Where were you?
I was in a place that I was living at the time. But it's really even kind of hard to explain how it happened. It's really, really difficult, but I've met other people. I wrote about it in my book, but I've met other people who have had something similar happen to them. And we're just expecting people to look at us like we're schizophrenic if it's never happened to them. So we most oftentimes don't talk about it, but when you talk about it publicly, you will meet people. And I've met people at the conventions and Comic-Cons that I'm doing who have read the book. They've had similar things happen to them. And it's one of those things that you almost just don't tell anybody because you don't know how to make sense of it when you tell them. They just think you're nuts.
I was at a hotel in El Paso recently, and they told me it was haunted, and I was terrified by this. I was like, okay, so what's going to happen here? Like, are they just going to come in my room and hang out? Luckily, nothing happened. I didn't see anyone or feel anything. But I'm wondering if you are the type of person that invites this. Do you think that more like...
I hate it, bro.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I hate it. I hate it. So when my wife brings me to some place that's haunted, I want to like get the hell out of there immediately. I hate it. I hate when she gets a little bit of activity when she's doing the shows. She sets up all the equipment and everything. And I'm like, cool, can we go now?
Yeah.
You know, the car moved. The thing moved across the floor. We got it. There's She knocks on the wall. Something knocks back. I'm like, good. She's like, no, we're going to stay here an extra 2 hours. Who knows what else will happen? Oh, God, dude, we stayed at... I'll compress, dude.
This is terrifying.
This is nuts. The Lizzie Borden house.
Yeah.
It's in Fall River, Massachusetts. She wanted to do a paranormal investigation there. I'm like, great. So we go there, and she insists, now we got to sleep there. I'm like, why are you doing this to me? So she gets a bunch of activity in the house.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's torture.
Yeah. We sleep there. I wake up. I don't know what time it is yet until I look at my phone, but I woke up around 3 a.m., which is supposed to be the witching hour.
Oh, geez.
And, you know, I'm laying there, and it feels like there's a pressure on the end of the bed near my feet.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't want to open my eyes because then my cortisol is going to spike. I'm not going to be able to get back to sleep. I'm just going to keep my eyes closed. And then I feel the sheets getting tugged down. And so finally, you know, I look, and there's nobody there, right? But now I can't sleep. And so I'm laying there, and I'm starting to sweat. My body temperature's going up. So I kind of stick my knee out of the blanket a little bit to kind of cool myself down, right? And then I felt something as hard as this. Do that on my knee. And I don't know, I don't want to start dropping F-bombs in your show, but I was like, F this. I said it out loud, right? And she goes, you're awake? I go, yeah. You're awake too? And she goes, yeah, what's wrong? And I said, I don't want to say it because I don't want to feed whatever's in the room, but you know, at the time we had SmackDown the next day. I said, I'm going to drive into Boston. I said, you can stay here. She goes, no, what happened? Was it the sheets getting pulled down? I said, you were there for that too? She goes, yeah. And I said, well, something just tapped my knee. And she goes, it's okay. I'm going to get up. I'm going to say a prayer. We prayed together. She spoke to whatever was in the room. She said, we're just, you know, we're visiting. We're doing an investigation. We're sleeping here and we're leaving. We're not staying. She opens the door. We change the sheets out because we're both sweating at this point. She closes the door. We get back into bed. The doorknob twists.
No.
And the door opens.
Stop.
And I looked at her. I go, this is some bullshit. I said, I want to get out of here. And she goes, no, the thing just left. I said, how do you know? You can't even see it. And she goes, I think that was it leaving the room. Like, we've had stuff like that happen.
Oh, my God.
I just don't expect people to believe it. It's crazy.
I believe it. It's terrifying, though. Did you leave?
No, we stayed.
You stayed.
I had a really bad sleep. I slept like another 2 hours.
I can't imagine.
It sucked.
What is the prayer that you're, like, what is that type of prayer?
Well, Our Father is one. We'll do Hail Mary. There is Lord's Prayer, Psalm 23.
So is there a certain prayer that you're supposed to do to say, like, hello, or are you trying to get them away? Like,
the expert's there.
I know it's a tease that she's sitting right over there, and I can't ask these questions.
I end any and all agreements with all entities, and they are no longer welcome to be near me, to interact with me, or to follow me home.
Wow.
So just record that from the Ariel Helwani Show and play that in the room. When
Okay. I'm fascinated by it because I'm a very spiritual person, not on this level, but I believe in a higher power. I believe in religion. I believe in all these things. I know nothing about this world, but I'm fascinated by people who believe in things. I can't understand atheists because I feel like to just think that we're just floating around here without anything above us or a higher power, to me, I feel like is almost very selfish, but I want to believe that there's a higher power.
Of course.
But this stuff freaks the crap out of me. Like, this stuff is wild. It is. I would never, like, I was spooked. I was like, why did you tell me? And then I went to the front desk and I asked them, and they're like, yeah, if you go here in this area, this staircase, you're going to feel something. This is awful.
Yeah. I mean, you can hit a dead guy with a chair. You just can't hit a ghost with a chair, I guess. So, what am I going to do?
Yes. And so did you believe this beforehand, or were you sort of dragged into
fun
this?
Of this?
Okay, yeah.
I made fun of this entire thing. I thought it was a joke.
And now?
Now I know it's real and I don't like it.
Yes, I can imagine. Your grandfather hugging you. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, it was when I felt him, hugged him, felt him hug me back, and then, I don't know, I could just feel him go. And it wasn't in a bad way. I think he was just letting me know it's okay. I was in a really bad spot at the time, just in life. And I don't know how else to say it. That's just kind of how it happened. So.
Damn. Did you want to take a break from all of this? Like, was there any point in the last few months where you're like, man, screw this business. Let me go do something else?
No.
My heart was broken here. No?
No. This has always been like the number one constant, even before I was doing it. It was always like whatever job I had growing up, it was always go home and watch wrestling.
Okay.
The connection that you can have, that you can make with the audience. I mean, doing it with vignettes and doing it with promos and whatnot is one thing, but connecting in the ring when you're permitted to, when you're allowed to, there's nothing like it, dude. To feel that building, crack open on a huge roar or a pop or something like that, that's it for me. That is it. That is it for me. Expanding, yes. I've always thought about expanding. I recently wound up getting representation for, outside entertainment and stuff like that. I've been building a team of individuals from, different walks of life since August that are helping me kind of reach out. But I don't want to stop wrestling. If anything, I can create things outside of wrestling, create new fans, and then bring them into the shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like even with MLW, they just did the deal with Veeps, right?
Yeah.
There's an opportunity, I believe, from my understanding, where we can get different venues, bigger venues. It allows for audience growth. If I'm doing stuff on the outside, that's all going to kind of synchronize, right? So even a little bit incremental growth, I think it's a good thing. That's sort of how I can support whatever I'm attached to, wherever I'm going, whatever I'm doing, aside from just being there and wrestling like everybody else.
So how is MLW these days?
It's fun. It's fun. And for me, it's everything, because I want that time in the ring. You can do a match. Everybody's doing a match on the show, right? But to have a story and to be able to pay that off in a big way, these are the moments. Working towards moments, creating moments, not just going through the moves. We use the moves to tell the story. And yes, there's always the story of one guy wins and one guy loses. But if you have 6 of those stories that are the exact same thing on the show, they don't land the same with the audience. That's just the way it is, right? So to have the ability to tell those stories for them, it's everything to me right now.
And this match against Matt Riddle on Saturday, 2300 Arena, the old ECW arena, right?
Yeah.
That's where it is happening, on Saturday in Philly?
Oh, well, we have the episode Saturday, 6:15 p.m. It's on YouTube, and then later on in the night, it'll be on BN Sports. That will be a title defense against Riddle. But tomorrow, it's NYC Melrose Ballroom. And then 2 days after that, we're in Philly at the 2300 Arena. The matches on those 3 shows, I'm not sure who I will be working against yet.
Okay.
But Saturday, I've got Riddle.
Yes, and that specific venue, that was like one of the first venues that you ever, like, when was the last time you were there?
Oh, man, it must have been years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay, and was it one of the first venues that you ever wrestled in? Did I get that correct?
Did
Tommy Dreamer bring you there?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. That was the very first venue I ever wrestled in Philly.
Really? Oh, in Philly. Okay, not ever in your career.
No.
Okay.
But in Philly,
I mean, it's a historic place.
Yeah. Which was awesome for me. I was a huge ECW fan.
And how is Riddle these days? Haven't talked to him in a minute.
Riddle's a crazy man.
He is a crazy man.
I don't think he'll mind me saying that. Everybody knows he's crazy. You know what I mean? I also don't think he'll mind me saying that he plays up the rude dude.
Okay.
He's crazy, but he's not actually as crazy as people think. But he does it for their entertainment. He knows how to strike a chord. He knows how to draw tickets. He knows how to be that guy. He doesn't mind, But I'd say he's doing very, very well. I just attended a ceremony that him and Misha had in Las Vegas for their wedding.
Okay.
Which was wild. It was at the the Elvis Church. It was fun.
When you the way you phrased that was interesting. A ceremony for his wedding. Do you mean like his actual wedding, or was it a?
I think it was his wedding.
Okay. So you got married.
Yes.
Okay. Well done.
Yeah.
And you were one of the few probably invited.
Yes.
Okay. So you're that close.
Yep.
Are you don't live in Vegas now, do you?
Back and forth, but I'm mostly in Florida.
Okay. I see you're still doing the jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Brown belt?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we trying to move up or?
Look, this is what I will say. They've been talking to me about doing some black belt ceremony for a while, and every time they say it, I get a cold and I can't be at jiu-jitsu anymore.
Why is that?
Well, because, bro, it's like once.
What will that entail?
So let me put it to you this way: when I was purple belt, I could control at the time most of the other purple belts in the room, the blue belts and the white belts, and then the brown belts and the black belts would walk you. They'd let you roll. They'd let you live. Then, when you're good enough and you've absorbed the curriculum and you pass the test, you go to brown belt. Now everyone's just trying to kill you. Everyone. No, there's no more walking now. This is, you're fighting for your life. Then once you're a black belt, I feel like that's going to intensify. I'm already fighting for my life. So they always joke and they're like, no, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's like you're sandbagging people walking around the brown belt. You need to go get your black belt. I was like, I don't know about this.
But they put you through like some crazy Shark Tank. Like, what is the process to get it?
So there's a curriculum to demonstrate that you understand, all of the holds, the escapes, the sweeps, everything, right? You demonstrate that. It could be anywhere from 4 to 6 different escapes or holds or locks from every single position. And yeah, there's a Shark Tank usually where you got to go through everybody. It's a fresh man in, whether I think you get tapped or you tap them or, they run out the clock on the round. It's a nightmare.
So most people want that. Like most people want to finally get that black belt.
Yes.
Are you content with never getting it?
Yes.
Really? What?
They're going to get so mad.
You're such a bad dude. You're like, look at you. What? You want nothing to do with it?
I roll with serious people.
I know, but don't you want that, like, that validation?
I will get it, but I'm already validated. That's the whole thing. Like, I'm good with where I'm at. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do, and I've rolled with black belts before. And yes, I mean, I should do it. I should do it, especially because I'm teaching. I should be a good example to students.
Yeah, you're teaching.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yes.
And like, what level are they?
I'll do introductory stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so if the head instructor of the school asks me to work with a lot of the introductory guys, and then if we have people that are getting ready for competitions, if I'm in town, I'll come in and I'll roll with them and we'll work positions and, wherever we'd expect them to be or where they get choked up a little bit, we'll put them in that position and we'll work from there. So, nobody has like a loss of memory on all their exits and stuff like that. Like the worst thing that could happen when people are competing at jiu-jitsu in the beginning is somebody gets held in a position they don't know how to escape. They can hold them and run out the clock if they wanted to, and then they lose by 1 point. We want to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen.
Is it always gi?
No, they do gi and no gi.
No, how about you?
Oh, I love both.
Okay.
I love both. And everyone gets mad at me when I foot lock them in gi. They're like, well, in competitions, you can't do that. I'm like, we do it all here, man.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I have to take the gi off to do all my foot locks and leg locks so nobody gets mad. But I do like being able to strangle people with the jacket. So that's always cool. I always try to get people's, I can get the rear choke all day, but like if I can get somebody's back and I can work on the jacket chokes, I love that. That's fun to me.
So now that you're a free man, any chance you do a little ADCC, a little, IBJJ, like, masters, something like that?
They've been asked.
Side quests?
I've had students ask me to do it for a while. I don't know with the schedule that I have and not being home enough that I can actually allocate enough time to properly train to be on the mats with people like that.
Okay.
If I had time to be home, maybe I could. But I know how much time you need to dedicate to that to step onto the mat and be ready for the type of person you're going to be dealing with. So it's a major commitment. And like, I'm not going to get paid for that.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
you can't turn down.
Right. And I'll be shot from training too. So now I got to go wrestle and perform shot from training.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a gamble, but I love watching it. I watch all of it and I root for everybody, man. I think they're all awesome.
So are you traveling every week now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in different time zones all the time. So not complaining, but fighting for sleep in one time zone has been my...
This is way more hectic than it was with WWE, right?
My schedule is a lot more aggressive, yeah. But I'm having fun, so I can't complain.
There's no part of you that needs a break. You're 40 now, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody very close to me tells me that I'm doing too much all the time. Maybe I do.
Interesting. Who would that person be?
My wife.
Okay, I was wondering if it was
Yes.
a present company.
Yeah, she's my real life manager for health.
Too much on the plate, you feel? Like, do you feel like there's a part of you that like wants to stick it to everyone and show that you can be everywhere, you can be omnipresent, you could be that guy?
This just hit me the other day. For me, it's never been about proving people wrong. It's always been about proving people right. I don't I don't get anything out of proving people wrong. Like, I told you. For me, I'm all about providing validation to people who support me. So it's never come from like an up yours type of place or thing. If people are going to get on board with me to support me and get behind me and believe in me, those are the people I want to run with. And so when I take on a lot, it's never out of malice or a bad place. I actually just enjoy being there and doing it. But sometimes I burn the candle at both ends. So I have to have a handle on that. Over the last 6 or 7 months, I've had a better handle, I think.
You never feel like you're doing enough.
That's true.
You never feel like you're doing enough.
Yeah.
Which means what? You feel unfulfilled?
I definitely feel fulfilled now.
Okay.
Very much so. Prior, I did not, and that was driving me nuts.
Well, yeah, because you were sitting in catering, hoping to get like 5 minutes of airtime. Of
course.
So someone with that mentality must have been really going crazy.
Oh, dude, it was insane. That's why I would always try to like sit in the truck and watch stuff. Like I would always try to be doing something. Like to sit backstage and have literally nothing to do, that was the worst for me. I had to be learning something. I had to be picking something up. Even if I could sit next to an agent or a producer and listen to them on the headset. There was one time I was on the headset, and then after that, nobody was allowed on the headset. But we can't talk about that yet.
Well, yeah. Yes.
It was.
You know what he's talking about? You know what he's okay?
Yeah, I was sitting. I just wanted to make the most out of the day.
Sure.
We didn't have anything for that particular day, and I sat down in Gorilla on the headset, and it wasn't the first time I'd ever done that. And I was on the headset in the truck anyways, and I think it was like the next week. I didn't say a word, dude. I didn't cause a problem. You know, the next week, no one was allowed to do that anymore.
Wow.
So I thought that was weird.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe I heard things I shouldn't have heard.
Okay.
It's in your new documentary.
Okay.
Is it?
In Blur the Lines?
Yeah. Well, if it's not, that's a great ploy to get people to watch it.
Yes.
Blur the Lines, a Killer Kross story.
I saw that. That's what you just dropped on Monday.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the whole thing, it's like you can't, that it literally is blurring the lines. I don't know what's real, what's not. That's kind of been the theme, I feel like, of your life the last couple of years.
Yes.
But you do a great job of it. There it is right over there on the YouTube channel. Yes. Do you feel like you do it better than anyone right now?
I feel like I'm doing it to the best of my ability, and that's what's most important to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you can get trapped in chasing the title of being the best at anything because it's so subjective. Like I watch people all the time, they need every single person in the building to say that they are the best, and they're willing to like chop themselves apart to the point where even if they did get that for one brief moment of everybody saying that you're the best, it's like, what does it even mean if like you're less than you were afterwards? You know, it's chasing these stunts and this crazy stuff. Like I get concerned with stuff like that. I don't think about things like that. I think about doing my best to make sure that people had a good night on that night and taking one day at a time and then looking back at the body of work and saying, we had a series of home runs. That's not bad. These people went home and they remembered something special, creating a moment for them that night. And I feel like I've been doing that every single performance since August. That's what I've been focusing on. What can I do differently tonight that's going to be memorable from the rest of the people on the card that they can go home with? A father can look at his son or his daughter or his wife, or just two friends that are enjoying a show, or even some guy that's just there by himself who's grieving or whatever. He just needs to forget about it. He can remember that one thing that I did. He can remember that I can see him 10 years later at a meet and greet and go, that night I was there, and I won't even know what he's talking about because that's been my thing that I try to do everywhere. That's what I kind of aim towards.
I can't imagine being so passionate about something and then, you know, flying out and sitting in the back and not being able to flex that creativity, show that creativity. You know what I mean? Like that's always struck me. The very few times that I've been backstage is looking at people and being like, wow, so you flew all the way here, you're sitting back and someone's going to tell you your services aren't needed. Yeah. That's got to be like a mind F. Like I can't imagine how the soul feels after that.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I processed it. At the time, I said, you know what, I made a commitment and I signed a contract, and I knew that there was a potential that something like this could happen. So I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to make a fuss. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be ready and willing to run the play, even if there is no play to run. But when that happens for years, dude, you start looking at things a lot differently. You're like, man, I don't want my entire life to pass me by for the comfort and the clout of saying, I work here. That's not it for me. I'd rather sell out the dive bar being the most well-known and liked outlaw punk rock band around the corner from your house than playing in a stadium like your worst hits because you're not allowed to play your best stuff. That's how I look at it. That's what makes me happy. That's what's fulfilling to me. If I was allowed to play my best stuff on, the biggest and grandest stages of them all, this is a totally different story. This is a different conversation. But that's what's important to me is finding a purpose, like a personal purpose, not just a professional one, but a personal purpose in what it is that I'm doing. Allowing it to be my purpose that I can kind of collaborate and integrate into whatever the promoter needs that night. Knowing the audience that you're working in front of and knowing what they're looking for out of you and knowing what they're looking for out of that segment of the night. That's very important to me.
It's hard not to be a fan of yours, like when you care so much about it, right? It doesn't feel like this is a job for you. It feels like you truly are living and breathing all of it. So it's a very refreshing thing and an inspiring thing, from the outside looking in to see someone care so much, because you meet a lot of people who are just kind of going through it and just trying to make that dollar, be as famous as possible. But like I could feel it coming out of you here. It's amazing. So you've got MLW. Any other places where people can see you over the course of, like, how booked up are you over the next few weeks and months?
I'm booked out until the end of the year. I think there are some weekends that I have left open in the event that something arises, and I have my people that will kind of feed me some dates and some appearances and stuff like that. But one company I'm working for, I want to put out there, is a company called ACW. It's Awesome Championship Wrestling. It's out of New York. They run out of the MJN Center, which, I think the last time we were there, we did 2,000 people.
Oh, wow.
It's like where Monday Night Raw used to run out of a long time ago.
Okay.
The very first place I ever saw professional wrestling was in the MJN Center. So it was really cool to go there and wrestle there. I'm going to be back there this summer. All the dates are on the line, online. And then they have a YouTube channel you can follow, RPW, Romanian Pro Wrestling. We're actually wrestling in Eastern Europe.
Wow.
We're going to be going back there this summer.
Okay. In Romania?
Yes.
Golly.
It's awesome.
What's that like?
It's awesome, and the food is really good. I think there's no glyphosate anywhere, so you can eat as much bread as you want. You don't get blown up.
Yeah.
And then the other place I would say is World Series Wrestling, which is out of Australia, and we've got a tour that's going to be at the end of October into early November, and we're also going to Auckland, New Zealand as well, which is huge.
Wow.
All of these you can find on YouTube. It's not super streaming crazy. It's very accessible.
And these people are just reaching out to you. You don't have to reach out to anyone.
No.
That's pretty good.
It's awesome.
Life is good.
It is. It really is good, dude.
It's amazing to see, man. You've come a long way in the course of what? 10 months?
Yeah.
10 months. And I guess that's hope for a lot of other people who I know there were releases recently and they've had their hopes and dreams maybe taken away from them. That, Cardona is kind of the guy that I think opened everyone's eyes to this.
Sure.
And others have as well, Drew McIntyre and whatnot.
Big
but
time.
I feel like to hear this is probably great for a lot of the boys and girls in the back, so to speak.
Yep.
And then you have the thing where Cardona comes back and, like, I don't know if the grass is green, you know what I mean?
I am rooting for him no matter what.
I know.
He drives me nuts.
In what way?
In all ways.
Okay.
He's just an annoying bastard. But I do consider him a friend. He's a friend that
I feel the frustration in his posts.
Yeah. It's underlying.
I do. I feel he's like, I may not have won a match. And I'm like, man, this guy's so good. And he's so easy to root for. But I can feel it dripping with frustration. And I don't blame him.
Of course. Here's two things I will put out there. He has a whole history of the last 6 or 7 years that is really, really fascinating that people can watch online.
Oh, yeah.
What he's done. That could be turned into a story. That could be used for a documentary for him. And then also, this sounds crazy, but like if he were to win a title randomly at any time, on a random Friday night SmackDown, this whole weird stretch that he's doing right now, people will completely forget about it. And now, here's Matt Cardona with a belt, whatever belt it is, right?
Yeah, of course.
But like I think there was something there. I honestly think there was something there that they could have done that they just didn't do, and that's of course wrestling in general. There was this whole redemption story of him coming back.
Oh my God, it was right there.
I don't think
silver platter.
And I still think it's there. They still can do it.
Of course, 100%.
I almost don't even want to say it out loud because they're going to be like, well, if he said it, we can't do it now. It's his idea.
Okay.
Tell them what to do. Tell them.
Give him a live microphone. And let him be himself and tell his real story and talk about how much he suffered for how much he loves this business. Let the real thing be.
That's when wrestling's at its best.
Of course. Authenticity.
Yes.
Yes.
Look at Grande Americano. He like lived it, right? Ludwig Kaiser. How good was that?
That was amazing. I watched that entire match 3 times. Let me tell you something.
Oh, tell me.
These 2 guys, people are like, oh, they've gotten so good. They've always been that good. And if you know them and you've been on the road with them like I have, you know that they've always been that good. But it's about time and place and getting to that moment, I'm very, very glad that they did. I feel like there's an opportunity for Chad Gable to get back into the conversations of being world champion. I feel like when he was feuding with, almost said Walter, when he was feuding with Gunther and he was feuding with Sammy, they were talking about that. This is before the whole mask thing.
Yeah.
Then they put the mask on him and they kind of shuffled him out of that. He's been at that level for a very long time. Just let him be at that level. I think there's an opportunity to get him in there, and even with Ludwig as well. So both of them.
He was amazing. Both were amazing. I know we focus on Ludwig because he really made this into a thing, but Chad was the post match with his family there and taking off the mask. The emotion was unbelievable. Why 3 times, by the way? Like what about that match really spoke to you? You obviously look at it from a different perspective than me.
For me, I would say that match was like the full menu. Some of us use that. I don't know how we've used it recently. It's like you're giving them everything. You're giving them the technical aspect. You're giving them the Gaga, the drama, the Shakespeare. There's blood, there's weapons, there's people running down. There's an amazing finish. And then there's like this stipulation involved. I mean, it's literally everything in one match. I really feel like that. I've always said Piper and Hitman is a match that you can show people who don't like wrestling, or if you ever want to introduce them to wrestling, that's a match you can show them because there's a story there. It doesn't have to be acrobatic for them to be like, oh, Chad Gable, Kaiser, the Grande Americanos, I really honestly believe that's a match you can show someone who does not watch wrestling. You can show somebody a match like that, and I think that could hook them as a fan. If you explain to them what's going on.
Agreed.
Everything is there.
So good.
Yeah.
Are you surprised to see Undertaker doing so well as a booker?
Not really. Everybody knows he's from Texas, right? So I would have to imagine that Texas having border towns with Lucha Libre, he probably had a really good idea, especially he had to be a base for all those guys. He's gigantic. I think he has an idea of how to make it all kind of work. Like no one would have ever thought perhaps that like Shawn Michaels would have had a really good big man IQ because he's a high flyer, right? When I was working with Shawn Michaels at NXT back when I was at NXT, he knew how to like place all of my stuff like the best. And I would laugh. He would tell me, he'd be like, yeah, I weigh this much, but I'm a big guy inside. He was joking. He worked with Sid and Diesel and Vader and all these guys. Once you know story and psychology, I don't think you necessarily have to know how to do the moves themselves. You understand how to format that type of stuff. But I'm glad it's working, that's for sure. I would not have guessed that he would have been a perfect fit for AAA, but I mean, it seems to be doing very well.
Very well.
Yeah.
The event in New York tomorrow. Where in New York?
Melrose Ballroom.
Melrose Ballroom, Queens?
Believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tickets still available?
I hope so. We've been selling out. We've been selling out every show, I think, almost for the last 3 years. I was reading a report. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. So, mind you, they're not 50,000 people venue, but selling out any show, regardless, is to me very impressive. I mean,
and affordable.
Of course, very affordable. Yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for your family, for your mother, for everything that it's nice to see people rebound and, be in a better place than they were when it seemed like everything was kind of falling apart. It's really an amazing thing to see. So well done and congratulations.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. This is super cool. I mean, I wanted to tell you too, Danny McBride is involved with MLW, has done Gato and Tequila and all that stuff, right? I've wanted to tag with him for a long time, but if he's unavailable, will you tag with me?
God, stop it.
Come on.
Stop.
Come on.
What do you mean tag with you? Like,
we'll do a tag match.
Bro, what are you talking
against the skyscrapers?
You realize like my dream, this is my Helwani is this, it's like, it's almost like the last thing left that if there's 2 things left.
Yes.
I need to see the Knicks win the championship and I'm so damn close to that as a lifelong Knicks fan. And I want to be in a wrestling angle.
Yes.
That's my dream.
Yeah.
I can't be a wrestler though. I need to be the man. I need to be you. I need to be the manager. I can't. And you've already got a manager.
Oh, God.
But the fact that you said this to me has blown my mind, and I'm like speechless. But I can't wrestle. I'm not that. I'm not freaking Paul Walter Hauser. I don't have that in me. I don't have that DNA. I'm not tough enough.
That'd be a good match, you versus Paul Walter Hauser.
He would kick my ass. This guy's insane. He's out of his. By the way, when would this match be?
Whenever you're ready.
Could you imagine?
It would be
Tell you
awesome.
something. The box office that we would draw.
I know.
My one and only match, I'd put Andy Kaufman to shame.
I know.
The promos that I would cut.
Listen,
I'm a Paul Heyman guy. He's taught me a lot over the years.
I know. I'm hearing that MLW has a pay-per-view coming up, and that's
They can't afford me. You know what? They can't afford me. MLW, they can't afford me. What are you talking about?
Oh, we'll pay you in blood.
Get that Tony Khan checkbook out.
Oh God.
Come on.
That's wild.
Imagine.
It'd be awesome, dude. It'd be awesome.
I'm going to think about it.
I want you to think about it.
All right.
It'll be me, you, Will Sasso, and Danny McBride.
Oh my God!
Survivor Series.
Oh my gosh! Now you're getting me giddy now.
Here we go.
I know he's serious. That's what's scary about it because it's never felt more real than right now. No, I cannot do that. That's not good negotiation. Thank you. I will appreciate. I will think about it. I can't even talk. There he is, Killer Kross. Scarlett is over there as well. We may be making our debut in about 6 months' time. It's going to be great. We'll take a quick break, say goodbye to them, be back to wrap up the show. All right, and now we are being joined by a man who in just a few days' time is hoping to make history on the lawn of the White House. Former UFC middleweight champion, former UFC light heavyweight champion, trying to become UFC interim heavyweight champion on the 14th of June at the White House in, as I said, just a few days' time, the one and only Poatan. Alex Pereira is here with his longtime coach and friend, Plinio Cruz. Guys, bom dia, boa tarde. Thank you so much. Shama, great to see you both. Plinio, Alex, thank you for doing this. Alex, off the bat, parabéns. I hear you have a new supplement company that you've just launched called Shama. Appropriately, can you tell us about this?
Já de cara, Alex, parabéns. Estamos sabendo que você tem um suplemento novo que se chama Chama. Fala pra gente um pouquinho sobre isso aí.
Bom, isso aí é para vir com sucesso, né? Pô, dentro do esporte, sempre aí buscando uma melhora. Procurei parceiros aí sério, né, para estar fazendo aí esse algo junto, né? Algo grande, né? E essa creatina aí vai vir para fazer a diferença.
Well, I'm always doing things for better of the sport. I always wanted to have a supplement, so I look at people that are very serious, very good, and then my creatine called Shama came here to change the sport and make the difference.
Okay, yes, so there it is, creatine and HMB supplement. I know this is the hot thing. Do you think I should use this, Alex? Do you think I could use a little bit of creatine in my life? I've been working out, but maybe I need more gain. Look at that. Do you think I need that, Alex? What do you think?
O Raniel falou, pô, acho que até, você acha que ele deveria tomar essa creatina aí também, que ele tá treinando agora, né? Tá tentando ficar mais fortinho.
Não, com certeza. Isso aí é para todo o público, a galera que treina aí, para ter uma qualidade de vida melhor, atleta de alto rendimento. Vocês vão ver aí, o pessoal vai ver a diferença que isso vai fazer nos treinamentos e, pô, todo mundo vai procurar, eu tenho certeza, estou muito animado com isso. Todo o público, todos os desportistas, jogadores de futebol, basquetebol, tênis, natação, lutador, pô, é um produto assim que aprovado, né? Todo mundo sabe como é rigoroso, né? Os testes aí do UFC e, pô, então é algo seguro e algo muito bom. Eu tô muito feliz, tô muito animado, pô, de trazer isso para vocês. Vendo esse lado, né, de empresarial, né, mas também vendo o lado aí do consumidor que, pô, a gente tem que se preocupar com tudo, entendeu? Então, tô fazendo as duas coisas e tá saindo muito bem. Tô muito feliz.
I think not only in sports, but for lifestyle, for anybody in life, those supplements are good.
Okay, here we are. We're back. What's going on outside? Is it Armageddon outside? Is this a sign that the Knicks are about to win Game 4?
There is a thunderstorm coming.
Oh, is that it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my dear. On Air is going to the game tonight. Hopefully he has a better experience than I.
He's what?
We're praying. Basketball gods, please.
I want to pray to all the gods. Did you see them showing up yesterday with what was that?
The Sage, yeah, I did see. I saw a lot of people going to MSG with Sage.
I'm tempted to do but I'm not. I don't know if I'm allowed. I want to do whatever I can. I believe in all gods, all religions. Sometimes I just daydream on air, and I'm like, is this a reality? Like, could this actually happen? I feel like Chuck Mendenhall. You're familiar with Chuck Mendenhall?
I've heard of him.
Of the crack
The guy
fame?
with the hat, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He sent me a message after Game 2. I was doing the Ariel Helwani basketball show for Showtime.
I remember. I helped you out.
You did. You, TST. And we had him on a couple times. You recall they were, they were making the run, his team, the Nuggets. So he got to finally see his team win a championship. And he texted me after game 2, I'm afraid to say anything, but 2 more. Dude, I just want you to feel what it is like. With my entire being, it's the greatest. And then I told him like how hard this is to process, that we're up 2-0. And then he said this to me, which really struck a chord. To see your team win frees this captive spirit, this need rooted in your youth that can never otherwise be filled. And my God, you will have a better understanding of what it means to be satisfied. And I'm like, man, that's exactly it. It's this connection to being a child, and those feelings are coming all the way back and have stayed with you for all these years, and you just want to like close that loop. You want to close that loop once and for all and say it was all worth it. And it feels like all those other teams will win. It feels like everything, forevermore, you can no longer be a laughingstock, you can no longer be a joke, it will all have been worth it. And everyone has their reasons, but I was talking to my mom about this on Monday. The kid who would cry. I was in a Boston hotel room in 1992 when they lost to the Bulls. I would sit there and cry. I was there also in Boston in 1994 because it was after graduation, 6th grade graduation, and they lose to the Rockets, and I'm crying in bed, and my brother says, "Shut up, they're never gonna win." This is a Bulls fan, by the way, making me feel awful. 95, Ewing misses the finger roll. He throws a box of tissues at me. That kid needs to see them win. And the next time I'll be sitting here, it could be a reality, or we could be going to Game 6. And it's a lot to process. We just have a few minutes left. I want to tell everyone who sent in questions. I didn't get to as many as I wanted to, and the moderator today did such a great job that I want to answer more of them, because now he like grouped it via topic. I'm going to answer more of them tomorrow, 8 p.m. Anthony Smith, GC, Rick, myself, Andy, Jordan, Frank. We're all going to be there, and we'll do a special edition, Helwani After Hours, we're calling it, on X and Facebook. No YouTube. X, Facebook, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. over in major parts of Europe. Quick read of the super chats. I'm going to handle these guys because we have a recital to get to. This is from Joe X5V3D. GC, can you please sing some of Chicken Fried?
I feel like you've been handling that pretty well all week.
A little bit Chicken Fried.
Cold beer on a Friday night.
Pair of jeans just fit just right. And the radio's on.
You just got a DMCA takedown notice?
Oh, sorry. It's just so good. That song puts
You got to get Toes now next.
I don't know what that is.
I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand.
I don't know that one. That's him too?
Yeah.
Golly.
Not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand. Life is good today.
That is a good one.
Yeah, we'll get you one there.
He paints a nice picture. He always paints.
I've seen him in concert a few times. It's been fun every time.
I tell you what else paints a nice picture. I can't stop I was just offered a pro wrestling gig, guys.
And you turned it down.
Man, listen, that's part of it.
I'm thinking you do a full training camp. Like you get jacked, you get ready to roll.
I don't know if I can handle that.
And then you do the
one match.
Debut.
One match. One night only. Helwani.
Yep.
Helwani.
You have to do it.
The whole tour is your retirement tour. Even though it's also your debut tour.
I can't believe you're even thinking. Like, you should have just been
What,
like,
just for free?
yes.
What do you think, I'm wrestling
Not
for free?
man, but like, this is your dream.
Yes.
Why would you
I
even
know.
be like, oh, I don't know?
Because you gotta be.
I actually do think you wrestle for free.
You donate it.
No, it's for the experience.
I want
Think about the uncrowned film we're gonna get out of it.
Stop.
I want to be heel. I want to cut a promo. I want to be, but I guess I could cut. I know the promo already, by the way. No, I'm not going to give it away now. I know the promo already. I've thought about this.
Cut it on who? Anyone?
On the biz.
Okay.
On society. On the people holding us back. On the people that said we were going to never amount to anything. That we would be never wases. Those people. On the corporate gods that have tried to stymie us and stifle us. I would love to team with him. Could you imagine me, Kross, and Scarlett walking down there? They look like larger than life superheroes, and I'm just like gonna go in there with like, what is my gear gonna be? It's gonna be.
So we gotta get in the gym, bro.
Yeah, we gotta get in the gym.
Yeah, just spiked pauldrons.
What's that?
Like who were the tag team that had like the red shoulder pads with the giant spikes on them?
Road Warriors, Legion of Doom. Like
they all did it.
They were on. No. They were the same team. They just had a different name and different promotions.
Like,
they were the Road Warriors, and then they went to WWF, and they became the Legion of Doom.
Nice.
And then, of course, there was also Demolition. Here comes the Axe, and here comes the Smasher, the Demolition. They had, they almost like looked like the Raiders guys, like the silver and the black, and crazy. Jake from Windy City, in your opinion, what would constitute success for Canada and the U.S. in the World Cup? Canada, get out of the group stage. Get to the knockout stage. That, to me, is success. U.S., what do you guys, I think quarterfinals.
Quarters would be a fantastic World Cup. Yeah.
I think if they don't get out of the group stage, disaster. I think if they get knocked out, kind of a disaster. First round.
I think so too. In the round of 32, this is a winnable group for us. I think 16, round of 16 is my expectations of like, that's a solid World Cup. Make it to the quarters, that's like as good as it gets.
I just don't know if they have the squad.
We get to find out starting tomorrow.
Yep. Sleeto, anyone watched the Toporia's docuseries on HBO? I have not yet.
Going to.
Now, is it a series or just one episode? Because according to my HBO Max, it's just one episode.
It's DVD.
All right. Ryan Mozaffari. So, as a longtime supporter of you, and because you're my guy, I'll be tuning in to the basketball game tonight for the first time. Up the fucking Knicks. I've never heard it said like that before. Shout out to our friend Ant, who watched his very first basketball game on Friday, game 2 with his son. He told me his son was interested because of all the Danhausen stuff. He's a wrestling fan. And then afterwards, I was like, did you enjoy that? And he's like, mate, I get it now. That was the crazy game. Wemby misses at the buzzer. So we're turning everyone into basketball fans here. Here's Ryan again. Same last name, different color. Oh, I guess if it's more. Ariel, bro. I literally never cared about or watched basketball in my life, but as someone who's been a lifelong soccer fan that has my team badge tatted on me, I understand and feel your love for this team. I appreciate that, man. I can't stop watching the videos. There's a part of me that wants this to end so I could just go back to having a normal resting heart rate, and there's a part of me that doesn't want this to end because I feel like I'm going to be thinking back on the summer of 2026, June of 2026, and it's going to be, I mean, I still think back to 94, 99. I can tell you about every single game, where I was, what I was doing, who I was watching with, and now with my kids and everything, I think about that walk now a million times. The walk from here, like them walking in here wearing Anunoby and Walt Frazier jerseys. My son's name is Walter because of Walter Cronkite and Walt Frazier. And here he is walking in here to my show, my studio, wearing a Walt Frazier jersey. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm happy that I'm not going tonight because I was emotionally spent after, and I want to hear Breen and I want to see the broadcast. And man, let's go 3-1. The Gator 117. Wow! Shout out to AH hitting the MLK at the top. As some of you may know, did I have an identity crisis as a kid? Who's to check? Did I go to Jewish day school wearing Malcolm X gear from head to toe? Maybe. So things like Martin Luther King. When you go to school in Montreal, they're not teaching you about Martin Luther King. They're not teaching you about Frederick Douglass. They're not teaching you about Malcolm X. They're not teaching you about any of this stuff. Civil rights history doesn't get talked about. It wasn't really a thing in Canada. And so I really took it upon myself to learn about it. And so I would listen to his speeches and memorize them. That's how I know that. From Sammy. There was a brawl at the Fury versus Hall open workout today. Anyone catch that?
Just looked it up. Brawl, a little bit of a stretch, but there were some hands thrown.
Work or shoot?
People seemed angry. This seemed like a shoot.
Okay, because Tommy and Eddie seem to be friends. But I guess if John Fury
This says Jordan McCann punched Stacks at the open workout.
Oh, it didn't involve those guys. It was another guy.
It was seems like Shane Fury was somewhere involved in this. So Fury adjacent.
Here's Duncan9661. On behalf of Yahoo Uncrowned and the AH Show, will Mr. E. Jackman be making a public apology for dismissing Rocky 1976 as a nothingness of a movie?
The answer is no.
Yeah.
Rick's not sitting here, but I'll actually...
please.
I'll stand with him. I don't know about nothingness of a movie, but...
Overrated.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, properly overrated.
What about Creed?
I enjoyed Creed.
Yeah.
It's not as like... It was a very good movie, but it wasn't like talked about the way Rocky's talked about.
What about Rocky versus Mason the Line Dixon, the last one?
I've only seen Rocky 1, haven't gotten around to Rocky 2.
Serious? Never saw Rocky 3.
Or 4.
Thunderlips.
Didn't even see Rocky 5 either.
What about the second?
There are some that I didn't see either. I don't know. I don't know. Which is the one where he comes
can't
back?
hate on this if you've never seen Rocky Drago.
No, Rocky Drago's great. Which
no,
one?
I actually can hate on it because we're only discussing Rocky 1 right now, which
Okay, that's
actually makes
fair.
me the most qualified to talk about it because I've only seen Rocky 1 in a vacuum.
That's fair.
I'm not swayed by Rocky versus Drago.
I tried to show Rocky 1 to my kids pandemic, and they were very bored 20 minutes in because it's like dark, the cinematography, you know, they're
slow.
Very slow.
It was of its time. There was nothing else like it.
Yeah.
Next thing you're going to tell me is you think Jaws is better than The Meg. Could you imagine?
Jaws is legendary.
I mean, Jaws is a fucking amazing.
Friends, it is time to depart. What'd I say?
Well, you said 4:15. It's 4:15:18.
What'd I say? 4:15.
Commercial break would have ramrodded us 22 seconds ago.
Oh, you guys thought goodbye at 4:15.
Yeah,
no, when I
that's a
say
hard out,
when
man.
I say
We've
hard out
gone over
4:15,
hit the music.
that
Casually
means
hit the music.
That means music
casually hit
is
the music
playing.
22 seconds late.
That
it's not a
means-
hard out.
And by the way, no one stopped you from playing the music, a minute ago.
The other day when you're like 4:30, I said I hooked the music at 4:30. You're like, no, it could be 4:40.
Nah.
I feel like Frank has hit the music earlier. You're like, what is that? No, we're not done yet.
Listen, I say 4:15. That means we're playing the music at 4:15. I know what it's like dealing with the hard out, all right? I work for ESPN Radio. It's an absolute nightmare, so I'm not trying to bring that to the equation here, but...
30 seconds?
Oh, it's the worst. The biggest nightmare in my life was, for some reason, booking Steve-O in the hard out segment, and he just wouldn't stop talking because he talks, and not realizing that they would actually literally just go to the commercial mid-answer. It's freaking awful. See,
5.
I don't mean to.
4, 3, 2,
and it's like
1.
Progressive Insurance.
Exactly.
Oh my God! God.
Sign up for Progressive Insurance today.
Oh my God! What a nightmare, and what an archaic way of, I don't know, dealing with media. This has been a great day. Thank you very much to Aiemann Zahabi. Great stuff from Aiemann. Great stuff from Mory Kromah. Great stuff from Killer Kross. Special shout out, Cameo, Scarlett, his better half. That was great. Thanks to all of you. Thanks for all the questions. Back tomorrow. Boys in the back at 1. Helwani after hours at 8. Go Knicks. Peace. I'm out of here.